welcome back to 2020. It's a new
Happy
decade.
New Year.
It's a new decade. It's new decade, new me.
New year, new decade, new technical issues.
Fuck. Yeah.
We had some mild heart attacks before. No shocker there.
Yeah, just starting 2020 off on the right foot. Just like soundboard not working at all and like no real indication of what is going on. And turns out it was a cable.
Yeah, after hours of extensive QA.
And luckily it uses a stupid printer cable that I had a spare one lying around.
Why does it use a printer cable? Like what is that cable even called? It's USB what?
USB-P.
Because that's all it's good for.
It looks like an upside down happy face. You know, like
it kind of does.
The big,
yeah.
You know, like when you put a colon and a capital D. That's the cable.
Just call it an upside down D cable.
So it's a USB colon D.
USD.
It's
new standard. It's been around for like more than a decade.
It's actually gonna replace USB-C.
I was telling you, thank God you had a spare cable, but we actually just stole your printer cable. Don't tell your parents. Like, what?
If they need to print anything,
stuff not printing?
If any legal documents, if anyone's will needs to be printed out in emergency, there'll be a problem.
Just do it digitally. Save the trees. You don't need paper anyway.
Do you store your will on the cloud?
Yes. No. But I was telling you, I actually, weirdly enough, have a spare USD cable because USD because I think it came with my monitor. I don't know where else it would have come with. Oh, well, I don't know how else would have gone.
Maybe it's like connect your monitor to your printer.
Yeah, if you
and then that's how you take old school screenshots.
You don't want to print your documents. You want to show them digitally. Just plug.
Yeah, exactly. You just go Control P and it prints a screenshot immediately.
Built-in PDF viewer.
That'd be pretty cool. My name is Alessandro.
Ahead of its time. I'm Matthew.
Matthew's Matthew. Where?
I'm Matthew.
Matthew's next to me. If you're completely new to this podcast in the year of our Lord 2020, let's Checkpoint Chat. What's up?
Everyone's got good vision this year.
Get out of here.
Get out.
And thanks for listening. We'll see you never again.
Oh, yeah. Is that episode done?
Yeah, episode done. Yeah, I'm quitting.
Wow. Okay, I'm looking for a new co-host.
Look at us with 2020 vision, both wearing glasses.
Both wearing glasses. Mm-hmm. So bland.
Listen, they never said 2020 vision had to be through natural born talent. I can get 2020 vision with glasses.
Just go for laser surgery. Oh, yes. Glasses. What? Do you understand? Explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old. There's a subreddit called Explain Like I'm 5. It's great.
What, how glasses work?
No, so the subreddit is basically someone will ask a question that might seem like general knowledge, but they wanted to explain like dumbed down in layman's term.
This sounds like the perfect Reddit for me.
Exactly. So, many people, because I read some stuff, I'm like, yeah, explain that to me. Like I kind of get how it works, but 2020, what is 2020 vision? Like I know it means you have perfect vision, but what is the 2020 denote?
Oh, that I don't know.
Oh, okay. We need to go ask the subreddit.
I just know that when you have bad eyesight, it will be like
they'll grade it
as they'll grade it as like a -1 or +1.
Holy shit, negative.
Yeah, and then like if your eyesight's really bad, because the plus and the minus denote like curvature, so either concave or convex, I think. So like the higher the number doesn't mean plus or minus, just the higher the number, the worse it is.
So imagine you don't know that though. Then you go to your optometrist, like you got -5 vision. Like what does that mean?
Oh my God, I'm going blind.
I'm seeing backwards.
I'm seeing backwards. Yeah, that's exactly
everything's flipped. Oh my God.
That's 100% exactly what it means. Yeah.
Well, don't come to us for optometrist advice.
Oh no, please do not. I don't know what the 2020 denotes. I'm actually not sure at all.
It's the year.
It's the year your eyes were manufactured to work until.
Optometrists have been waiting for. They're all going to rise up and be like, yes.
God, can you imagine?
You get good vision.
Can you imagine all the slogans at like optometrist offices? Like, it's the year 2020. Time to sort out your vision.
It's the year of our Lord and Savior.
Don't let hindsight be your only regret in 2020.
Oh my God.
Hire me.
No,
that didn't even make sense, but still hire me.
It doesn't, but that's welcome to Marketing 101, where product boxes are like includes.
Well, you're in copywriting. How many times is marketing just complete fluffy bullshit?
I know. Look, I'm working on Xbox now, and
have you played the Series X?
I've got one in.
How many HDMI ports are at the back of the Xbox?
7.
Wow.
a 7,
You
which
heard
go
it here
into one
first.
screen. That's how much
7.
power the Series X is pushing
So
out.
they're saying that you can have a multi-monitor display on the
No,
Xbox
it's 7
One X?
HDMIs just for one. That's how much power it is. It has
Wow.
to push.
I didn't realize this is
so
how
much shit.
Pixel Tech works.
See, that is actually I'll criticize Xbox there. Okay, I work on the brand, fine. But what
You're
I
gonna
don't
get
like
fired.
about their marketing, oh God, please don't fire me. Their slogan or tagline for the Series X, it's like the most.
Oh, I didn't read this. Yeah,
Let me go to the pin.
because I do remember seeing headlines like Xbox Series X finally has a slogan. I'm like, okay.
See, so I pay extra attention to that because when I'm writing copy for whether it be web pages or social posts, whatever, I have to.
Do you
like,
hashtag that
obviously-
slogan?
Well, yeah, but I have to align to, obviously the brand standard. But their slogan is the fastest, most powerful Xbox ever. I'm like, that's fine. But if you look
Okay,
on the
that's
image,
pretty nice and direct, I guess.
Okay, but if you look on the image, okay, it says the new Xbox Series X, but then it just says fastest, full stop, most powerful. I'm like, can you really claim that?
Yeah, that's kind of a. It's also just like there. It's just like fastest.
I know, and I'm like, that to me comes across as a little bit fluffy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think what Xbox is definitely trying to punt home now is like, hey, remember last time when we released consoles and ours was the weaker one? Yeah, that's not happening.
Anymore.
Yeah, that's not the case. I think back to that launch and it's kind of staggering. Like everyone goes like, oh wow, Microsoft, who could have seen them struggling so much? And now with hindsight, 2020, it makes perfect sense. Like they released a console that was $100 more expensive with an accessory no one really wanted that was also less powerful than the cheaper console. It's like it doesn't matter you went TV.
It rivals the Switch.
That already was just like a fucking bad idea.
Yeah. they lost this generation quite hard. Although they lost, but they still sold like 45 million
They definitely
consoles,
came back.
which if you compare it to the best sellers of all time, it's not a lot, but 45 million consoles is still a lot of consoles.
I mean, I think everyone just says they struggle because in comparison to Sony, that was just
the PlayStation
nothing.
just sold them was it like 2-1 or maybe even more? I don't know.
I think PlayStation's hit 100 million if I'm not mistaken.
But look, I do think that let's not forget that the Xbox had the 360. Last gen, PS3 started off slow and they ended up doing just fine.
They ended up beating them eventually, yeah.
But the 360 really did dominate.
They really did at the beginning, yeah.
And maybe they're going to follow the Nintendo mantra where it's one really good generation, one shit generation, one really good generation, and maybe I think they've learned a lot of lessons, and we know that they've set up. They've got studios. They've putting together a new console. Maybe this next gen's theirs.
It's an interesting. I think the thing that Sony has really momentum-wise going into this gen is just like their exclusives are just still so much better. But in the same vein, exclusives aren't what sell the most copies of consoles.
It'll sell some. It'll push the sales of consoles, but it's not the.
You look at your top 10 leaderboards every month, whatever. It's multi-platform games, so it's like
GTA 5 forever.
So if you're talking to just the regular games player who buys a few games every year, something like that. If you tell them, oh, the Xbox is more powerful to make your games look better, they're more inclined if the things are the same price.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the Xbox.
Yeah. But all this power stuff is super weird because it's like everyone is looking at these Xbox specs and going, this machine's going to be expensive, like really expensive.
And with the PlayStation, they eventually share their.
So could Sony swoop in and be
stuff.
like, we're slightly less powerful, but hey, we're like $100, $200 less expensive.
But I mean, the PS4 felt like that. Not in that it was less powerful or anything. But this is the thing, and I know you can't change shit like this on the fly. I mean, things are pretty rigid. But at E3, I always found it strange that Microsoft went first because it always felt like Sony's conference that followed had some reactionary stuff. So when the Xbox One was announced, like, it's what is it, like $499, whatever the hell it was. And then Sony that same day, like 2 hours later, it's like, well, like everything Xbox said, Sony were like the opposite of like, our console's going to definitely have this, and it's $399.
I mean, they had that video with Shuhei Yoshida and Adam Boyes. They're like, here's how you share your games. And it literally looked like it was filmed like backstage of their thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if they put, I mean, that thing they could definitely do fairly quickly. But I think the price was pretty rigid. I think, if anything, they saw what Microsoft did and went,
oh yes,
okay, cool. Yeah.
So I do want, I mean, this year, things have changed. Like, is E3 the platform to announce stuff?
There's already rumors. I mean, this is in news, but Michael Patcher and another website. I mean, Michael Patcher has a fucking terrible spotty record, but he sometimes gets things right. Basically saying that Sony will skip E3 again this year. So, in lieu of their own events.
That's the thing, but I don't know.
I don't know. But they had the stage at CES, and all they revealed was a fucking logo. So
it was a logo, and everyone lost their shits. And it's literally the PS logo we all know, just with the 5 slapped.
It's not even a different font. Like, I don't mind that. I just don't understand.
I just love how everyone lost their shit. Like, whoa, it's like we knew it was
PS5
coming.
Logo confirmed.
Wow.
It's like, I'm pretty sure the PS5 logo was on that like Godfall trailer. Like,
I don't know, but we never know. Maybe that's what they show, and then a few months like, it was all a ruse. Here's the new PS5
should have brought back the
logo.
Spider-Man font, man.
Oh no, that was awful. The PS3 one.
It's god awful. It's really gross.
But I think we can all agree it's 2020. They got new consoles.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
frontier
good
for
year.
gaming. We hope you have 2020 vision because your eyes are going to need them for all the beautiful graphics. It's going to be fed
It's going to
into
be a
them.
wild year. I tell you now.
I'm so excited.
This is my most exciting point of like just new hardware launches are so exciting. I love them.
I've always been excited for new generation there, but I don't think I've been more excited for a year of gaming because last years have been like people say last year wasn't a good year of gaming, but I disagree. We had really good games last year. Just when you put them up against the year before, like maybe the year before had stronger titles. However,
and I think the
last year
games
was
that
still
you
really
expected to do super well last year didn't hit as hard, and that's why it felt the best games I feel from last year came from like left field, like Outer Wilds, Control, even Sekiro. Like, I think Sekiro comes from a revered developer, but it was like, oh, this is really good.
But Sekiro is like, it's like one of FromSoft's side projects, whatever. It's like,
and it's like one of their best
one
ones.
of their best.
And Control's like this weird.
It is a double A title.
Yeah, this weird like Remedy title that's a Metroidvania, and it's like okay, and it ends up being like one of the most fascinating game worlds ever. And then Outer Wilds is this indie game that's been in development for ages that is just like redefining how adventure games work. So then you got like stuff like Disco Elysium that Neelan told us about.
Disco Elysium with the dumbest name ever, but winner of many awards last year out of nowhere. Yeah,
and story and RPG revolutions almost. So I mean, 2019 was good if you looked in the right places.
If you looked in,
if you had 2020 vision.
2020 vision. Don't worry, we're going to bring you the best games this year. We're developing them ourselves.
Yeah, I can see them already.
What's coming out? Oh, we've got Cyberpunk, we've got Final Fantasy VII Remake. And that's just the first half of the year. And obviously way more. Resident Evil 3 Remake, new Ori, Doom.
Ori.
Oh man, we got to talk about games, okay? Because you played a lot over the holiday break.
Yeah, so I started catching up on. I was like, there are certain games I have to finish before the end of.
Before you look me in the
this
eye.
decade, yeah. Before I look Matty in the eye again.
I'd like to think I had a hand in pushing you because every time you're like someone's like, finish this game, you coward. Like, come on.
And I was like, fine, whatever.
Fine, I'll do it.
So yeah, this holiday. Oh, I say holiday, but I actually didn't take leave.
But you played games.
But this festive period, I finished Ori.
So let's fly through all the games you played. You finished Ori.
Yeah,
after many years.
So I finished Ori. So this is probably the fourth or fifth time I've started Ori.
My God.
And I always got to a point and I was just like, oh, I'm enjoying myself. I'll come back. And then something happens and I don't. So yeah, I wanted to cry again at the beginning because that start is like super fucking depressing. But also like it's a pretty short game. It's like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's 6 hours if you sort of just mainline it. But if you want to find all the orbs, now it's like another hour or two.
I think it's really well paced.
Although you played the
definitive edition
and
which
allowed you to fast travel and a whole lot of. But you said you didn't really fast travel.
I didn't really. I think I did it once. Yeah. I didn't.
That does
save
a
really
bunch
fast
of time.
travel. Yeah, but I played that extra short chapter which gives you a
dash,
an insight. Yeah, the dash and there's another power. Dash and you can lob your energy balls.
Yes,
yeah. And then I got a bit of more backstory for Nibel. Is it Nibel?
Nibel.
Nibel. Yeah, I got backstory for him.
Nabel. I don't know. There's a whole lot of pronunciation.
Man, that game's good. I don't think the final dungeon is as good as the previous two. The volcano one.
Like, we can just all agree that the Ginzo tree is the best.
Oh my god, what?
It's really good.
The Ginzo tree is good, and the ability bash is just like one of the best feeling things in a platformer ever.
But I think the bash is great, but one of my favorite things from Ori is that ability get where you almost like time pauses and you launch.
Oh, yes.
There's something so satisfying.
No, but that is the bash.
Oh, is that no? You're not talking about the ground slam. Sorry, is that called bash?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I mean. Yeah.
It's where you're like near a projectile and you can redirect the projectile. That's bash. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if that was ever done in another platformer, but it just the way they executed it. It's the way like time stops and then it's the noise that woof, and you just launch yourself.
And like I find it's the most used ability in the game. Like it's used in so many creative ways. Like there's some enemies that roll at you, so you can redirect where they are rolling so they can open up new passages. You can do it with projectiles, so you can string them together for like infinite jumps, which is how the Ginzo tree works.
That sequence is I told you where the gameplay they showed that sold me Ori was, I think it was at Gamescom. My first one I attended, I had no knowledge of Ori at all, and then they showed the Ginzo tree, the whole sequence. They show you, it's like only 3 minutes long if you know how to do it perfectly. They showed that, and just the visuals, the music, and the gameplay. I was like, I need this game, and that honestly led to me buying it day one. That sequence, because it was really good. That
sequence it's so finely tuned. Like I found all the escape sequences from the 3 dungeons were pretty great.
It's very well timed.
Yeah. They all and they all build on what you learned in that dungeon in clever ways. I find a lot of people look at Ori and they go, man, the jumping's so floaty. And I'm like, yeah, but it's part of how that game works. And designed, it feels like your precision comes through your abilities, and your jumps have to be, your arc has to be perfect.
It's so good.
It's a good game. The combat, I don't know. I've read a lot of the game more now that I've finished it, and it seemed like one of the main criticisms was the combat, but I quite liked the combat.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I suppose...
I mean, it's just mashy. It's like...
maybe there wasn't too much depth to it. Like, it's literally you run up, dodge projectiles, mash square or whatever you're playing on. Oh, well, yeah, it wouldn't be on PlayStation. X. Never mind. Whatever the button is.
Mash X, not cross.
But it looks like they're going to rectify a lot of that in the sequel, because, I mean, if you've seen the trailers, it looks like you get access to like a bow or something.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, yes. But I agree with you. I didn't have any issues with the combat, but I'm open to them doing other stuff with it. So
I enjoyed it because I felt super powerful when I got like...
when it splits and you could do...
I got like 4 splits or whatever. I was like, fuck, this feels good.
And it's satisfying as well.
Yeah. Right at the end, I upgraded the abilities so that I had 3 double jumps. And I was like, this is good.
It's funny because that is like the end of the last ability in one of the paths you can choose. And I held out on getting it because I was like, this maybe feels like you can cheat some of the stuff.
Oh, no, you can't.
But you can't.
It's such a small third jump.
It's like, it just maybe helps you correct something you might have screwed up. But it doesn't, you can't break the game with it.
Although, definitely.
I suppose.
Because I was like, man, that's kind of weird considering if you just mainline that part of the tree, then the levels, like it doesn't know when you're getting that thing. So the levels can't compensate for it.
Yeah.
But it is so minute. I think you're right. It's just like, I made a small mistake here. I can correct it instead of dying. But it's not a complete like, oh, this is now like God mode. But that game is phenomenal, and I'm super excited for
the sequel.
The sequel, yeah.
So I mean, now you know how short the game is. I've only played it twice, and it's still like one of my favorite games of all time.
It's so good.
It's really great.
It's really good. The music also. I don't agree with the story.
Oh yeah, no. The story is. I think the story is probably one of the weakest parts of it.
It's weird because like, what's the bird's name?
Kuro.
Kuro.
Is it?
Kuro's just trying to protect her babies, man.
Yeah,
and the fucking tree kills the babies. What the fuck is that?
They're like, what is this? Have I been a bad guy the whole time?
Like, are they dark creatures? So the tree's light. I don't know. So the tree's like, cool, I'm looking for Ori. Also, I just killed 3 baby birds. It's like, what the hell?
Like, what's going on?
Kuro's a bad guy. You stole my light. It's like, no, you killed his children. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but I mean, they're going to address part of that in the sequel, I guess.
Yeah, I like the ending.
I mean,
That was good.
you know now in the sequel they show that little owl like companion, and you now know
like,
that
oh, it's
that's
Kuro.
actually one of Kuro's little bubbas. So we'll see.
So keen.
Oh my god! So
So-
you played Ori. What else did you play? You played a lot actually.
Yeah, well, I was like cleaning up things that I'd been meaning to get. So I liked that Ori was 6 hours because it was like 2 play sessions and I was like done. What was weird was that the first play session was like an hour and a half, and then then one day I just woke up and I was like, man, I really want to
just
play Ori.
finish this
And I
game.
just fucking what? You were like, how the hell? Because
Yeah.
I think I messaged you about the Ginza tree that day, and then later in the day I was like,
Look,
man, I
I'm
finished
done.
it.
I was like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
you really
I
enjoyed
see, I
this
see
game.
what you did today.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then I also finished Control, which
Another good
wow,
game.
what a game! Yeah, what a game!
Okay, what a power trip.
Really, some of the best feeling third-person combat ever. I do not. Okay, I understand that the ending becomes a bit combat heavy, and that's not
Yeah.
the strongest part of the game. But I think the combat's real good.
It's really good. I mean, look, I do get that there's maybe some criticism in that. At the end of the day, you're shooting, you're running out of ammo, then you're using your powers, waiting for ammo to return.
good though.
But the shootings are really good. The shotgun
a shatter.
shatter, just the sound of it, and when you're close to the hiss, and just the combination of shooting and them going like, it's.
I remember
really good.
I remember me saying that I stuck to Pierce a lot, and you were like, oh, you got to give Shatter more love. And then after that I did. Like I unlocked more mods for it and whatever, and then I was like, okay, no, this thing's actually
Yeah.
really good.
Look, to be honest, all the forms are really good. I mean, even the default like
that rocket
handgun
launcher
mode-
one sucks.
Okay, wait, yeah, I lie. The rocket launcher one's a bit
I don't know what it's
underwhelming.
called, but I don't understand
Maybe
that
with
one.
mods it'll be better, but
Yeah.
even the default handgun
I
mode, or
always
whatever
had,
it is,
I think it was called Grip.
grip. Yeah, it
I
always
always had that,
feels
yeah.
so good.
That default
It's
handgun
accurate,
is like
does
really
damage,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's accurate. It's got good range. Spin is quite nice. Spin was cool. Pierce was my favorite just for just guys who fly with shields because they dodge your telekinetic attacks.
And it just makes you feel real badass because it's like charge up and then
yeah, you just and they often like just decimates them.
they die.
But like my favorite part of that game is just
The world.
the world, but also just like launching things with your
Oh,
hands. It
yeah.
felt
Sorry, combat-wise.
and eventually, like when you unlock the ability to launch large items, or like if an enemy's on low health, you can grab them. So
Yeah.
it felt really good when like a normal grunt was low health, and I'd
just
try
grab
pull
them,
something, it'd grab them, kill them, bring them to me. I'd throw them at another guy, and I could just keep chaining that.
Oh, it's so good.
Or like right at the end, there's this big satellites that you can kind of like completely upend and throw.
Yeah.
You feel like a fucking, and then you're levitating as well. So I'm like levitating over nothing, throwing massive satellites at people. I was like, this is
The
great.
flying in that game, when I first saw it, it really looks like Peter Pan.
Yeah, it does.
You know, like when you launch, you like just float like, But
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy. That's Pinocchio, you.
Oh, fuck, it is. You're right. What's Peter Pan's catchphrase?
Let's go to Neverland. I don't know what it is.
It sounds like you're going to do drugs.
I know. But the flying in the game is weirdly satisfying because you like sort of have to launch yourself, and it does look like Peter Pan, like you just like gracefully arc up, whatever. But then you can dash in air.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And then when you're in there and you're just dashing around, it's a good game.
I like the little animations Jesse has when you've just climbed up on something and you're holding A to launch off of it. She does this like little kick.
Yeah,
on
that's the thing.
wall,
But it's still like just a
Yeah.
little graceful, whoop, and now you're floating.
It's
And
really
awesome.
like there's a lot of final animations that really make it feel like, oh, she's pushing off this wall or something. Like really, really good. But like you said, the world building.
the
in that
best
game
part
is
of that game is 100%.
unreal.
The oldest house is just this. It's the Bureau of Control, and there's so many departments, and they're all filled with weird pieces of law and different items, and just like you spend a lot of that game actually just reading.
Yeah, and I loved every bit of
like,
it. Yeah.
I've said this many times in the podcast where I'll often start a game like I'm going to read every scrap of law and like really enjoy this game, and I will for like an hour. Then eventually I start speed reading. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. That game I was like, yes, more law, and I'd sit and be like, ooh, like this is so interesting. Shit, I want to find out more about this. And the way they structure the world is you'll maybe move along further in the department, like, oh, okay, this note references that note, whatever. So
like my favorite was always finding new entries in the book club. Book club just keeps updating their book club progress, and I was like, this is cute.
It's so good, yeah.
But yeah, it's like when you play a game like The Witcher 3, you're not reading all the scraps or notes.
No,
Like,
I mean, you can. Obviously,
yeah.
lots of those games you can read tons of backstory, but there are very few people who sit and do all of that.
Yeah, I've never been engrossed in a world as much where I'm like actively looking for things to read, just to find more about the world. I think the main story is fine, but it's nowhere near as good as the world it exists in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, even just the old house as a structure, because it's like, oh, it's an office building. It's like, no, it's way more than that. Like, you get to parts where you're like, am I still in a building? Like, it's just, and then all the Dr. Darling videos are phenomenally.
So
like,
you see what I mean now. When he was nominated for best performance, I was like,
won.
I'd 100% be okay if he won, because he was really good.
That fucking music video at the end killed me. It just came out of nowhere, and I was like, this is nonsense, and I'm so in for this. It's really good. And then you get like I've always loved, I mean, Remedy does this in a lot of their games where they put like FMV video in there. They did it in Quantum Break. They did it, I think the best it's been used is in Alan Wake, where they had that like sort of like Twilight Zone spin-off thing, which is really creepy and cool. The one that gets me here is the Threshold Kids one.
Oh yes, it's weird.
Unsettling. It's really unsettling.
Yeah, I mean, and they've done that in all the games, like Max Payne. I think was it Max Payne 1 or 2 had like Lords and Ladies.
Yes.
Like there's this animated show you just watch the further you get in the game, it's like a new episode of Lords and Ladies.
Yes.
And then like you said, what is it in Alan Wake? You said it.
So it was like a spin-off of Twilight Zone, but it was called The Outer Rim or something like that.
But also it's a bit like eerie and creepy. Whatever.
It was very creepy.
But this what is it called? The what kids?
Threshold
Kids. Threshold Kids. It's like puppets, whatever.
It's really
It looks like
weird.
a children's show, but
and then you find notes of it. It's like, oh, people in the old house developed it because they were like, they need a kid-friendly way to explain all the fucking nonsense that happens to the parents in there. But those videos are traumatizing. They are horrendous.
Go to bed, you have nightmares. Like,
it's like I think the first one I found was one of the puppets was like, my mom, she got like a letter from the bureau saying her mom's not coming back. And the boy's like, my mom is MIA. And it's like, this is horrible. This is terrible.
But I love how like purposely bad acted it is, because it's for a children's show. It's like, my mom is...
Mick!
That game, so good. Like,
it's
100% Game of the Year nominee.
And then the fake radio show that the bureau is actually behind. Like,
there's a lot. You can just dig into that game. There's so much to read and enjoy.
There's some notes that are laugh out loud funny. Like, I think there was one where someone in the bureau brought in an airplane that they thought was an altered item. And then they assigned one guy who had to test every single individual piece of it.
You know how many parts on an airplane?
Yeah. Do you know how many screws and bolts make an airplane? I do. It's just so good.
Really good.
And Dr. Darling, like, getting so desperate to find slides for the projector that he just brings slides from home.
Yeah.
And he's like, please work, please work, please work. There's flourishes in that game that are incredible. Like, absolutely incredible.
And we'll leave you with this. The Astro Maze is one of the best sequences in gaming.
Can I tell you, it was so not what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I really thought it was this like really hectic puzzle sequence.
Yeah. Did you find the Astro Maze before you could actually? Yeah. So when people said the Astro Maze, wow, it's amazing. I spent I don't know how long walking around it. Like, how do I solve this thing?
Okay.
I like picked up items and stuff. Eventually, I was like, I'll come back. And later on, it's like, oh, okay, now I can go back.
I found it because I was mopping up some side missions and stuff, and I was flying around. I think it's a research sector where it is. And then I realized, like, oh, there's all these doorways in the roof that I can access now because I can fly. And that's when I came across it. I was like, oh, whoa. Is this actually a side thing? And also, I walked through it once and I got put to the front. I was like, oh, no. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not meant to be.
Oh, no. I was like, maybe there's a puzzle I need to solve here. I'm like, it's called the ashtray maze. Maybe if I levitate this ashtray, or like
Wow, you went in deep.
I was thinking way too hard about it.
So
I
deep.
think I even messaged Jeff. He's like, no man, like just come back later. I was like, Dad.
But like,
Okay.
what it is, like in actuality, is so clever. Like it's when you think about, oh, this is what they were using to do this. It's like, it's so good, and
it's a good sequence. If you
sequence
haven't played Control, you'll hear a lot about the ashtray maze.
Yeah.
How it's one of the best sequences. It's like
it really
3 minutes.
Yeah,
long.
it's like 5 minutes.
Oh, but it's
really, also Remedy
worth it.
like flexing. They know.
Yeah.
Because at the end of it, like Jesse's like, that was awesome. And Remedy is basically just winking at you, being like,
But that is
how
my
good
favorite
is that?
because I think like I don't think I'm alone in that. When I finished, I said like, "Shit, that was incredible," and then Jessie literally was like, "That was awesome." I'm like, whoa, she's in my head.
She knew, yeah. It's GameSpot actually has a 20-minute video, part of their audio log series,
okay.
where they talk to developers about parts of games that are really good.
No,
the
to cover
episode
that.
last week was a breakdown of the ashtray maze
I
with the
actually need to go.
game directors. And what was interesting about that video was the ashtray maze was kind of an idea that existed before Control, and they designed the old house around this idea of this thing that
That's
was
so
just
funny.
so weird. And
Like we have this one sequence in mind. Let's build a game around.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. They built this game just so you could get to this sequence.
That's really cool.
It's really good.
So you did Ori, you did Control.
Control.
Did you finish anything else?
I don't think so.
No,
I started playing I've been playing Diablo 3 on and off on my Switch.
I've
just
seen
in
you on
bed,
Switch.
yeah.
That's comfort food. Yes.
Man, that game on normal is piss easy. I've been watching TV and just mashing A and not even looking at my screen. Like
you could ramp it up to hard even, or even beyond that, and you'll
I remember when it originally launched, it didn't allow you to do hard until you finish normal.
until you finished. Yeah,
Which I
but
think
now
is a
you
big
can do
detriment.
whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
And
but
that's cool.
I'm enjoying it on normal just because it's like a comfort food thing. Like I'm at hell and I find the game like extremely repetitive. But it's like I'm just mashing demons.
It's that grind. You level up, you get better loot.
Yeah, you
then-
get numbers going up. It's quite good on console. It's very good on Switch. And I just want to play the Reaper of Souls again because I really enjoyed
it's
that
good,
expansion. Yeah. So
It's a good expansion.
yeah, I think that's it. I played some Oculus Quest, but I'll talk about that a bit more next week when we have like loads
don't let
of time.
me steal it.
I'm about to finish Celeste.
This makes me so happy.
Yeah. What did you get up to during the holiday?
I played a whole lot of. Actually, I didn't play.
Oh, I played a lot of Modern Warfare as well. Yeah,
Nice.
that's beside the
Enjoying
point.
that?
Yeah,
It's
the
a pretty
multiplayer
game.
is real good. Yeah,
Good lord.
real good.
I played a lot of Counter-Strike over the holiday,
Oh,
obviously.
nice.
But actually, when I went back to work, that's when I started focusing more on my single player stuff again. So I played a whole lot of Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'm probably,
I haven't sunk my teeth into that yet. So
you
I'm
use
curious.
the lift to get to different levels, whatever.
Yeah, so the whole conceit is like getting buttons.
Yeah,
for the
I'm
lift,
probably missing like 4 or 5 of them. So which makes me think I'm like 60, 70% of my way through the game. It's real good. Like, I haven't played Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2, and I know people who have will say that Luigi's Mansion 3 is really just more of the same. But as someone who's never played 1 and 2, I'm like in love with this game. It's just so clever, and the only way I can really explain it is describe it is that it's charming. Like it's packed with that Nintendo charm, and that it's Luigi. He's just the best Mario brother. And it's
Scaredy cat Mario brother.
It's just filled with charm, in that you'll get to a level and there's just different themes. So you've obviously played like the Colosseum level, for example. That was the demo you played at Comic-Con.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was a more medieval.
Oh, more medieval style level. And every level's got this different theme, and they just lean
like a
into it
theme
so
park.
and it just filled like, sorry, I keep saying charm because every time I play it, I'm just like smiling, like, wow, like how do I get through here? And the way they do puzzles, it's so like clever and unconventional, that you're given this limited set of tools, but they give you these puzzles, and it's not necessarily obvious what you should do. It's like you might think like, I need to put a plunger in this thing and pull it down, and it's not that simple. But you'll be like, I know I need to get to here, and it's like, okay, I actually need to do this to like make that happen, and you figure it out like, oh, it was a really clever puzzle. And the whole game's filled with that.
So there's good like deep puzzles, because in the demo I played, I was like, oh, I can probably see some like obscure puzzles here and there, which are really good. And I find that satisfying.
Yeah. So, I mean, there have been times I'm like, what the hell am I meant to do? But it's never...
Like there's
it's
gems,
never
there's
hard.
hidden
Yeah,
gems,
look, if you're gonna find the hidden gems, I think then you have to really dig deep and like, shit, like where are they hiding these gems? And even those are so clever. Like, I found some by mistake. I'm like, oh damn, like okay, here's a gem. But the puzzles aren't. I've never had one where I'm like, oh my god, like I've spent an hour on this. I need to go look up a guide. It's always I run around a bit, try some stuff, and eventually it just clicks. I'm like, oh, like of course I'm meant to do this.
Yeah,
and you do it, and then you just scatter in some ghost encounters, some really funny and hilarious bosses, and it's a good time. Like I'm really
what's your
enjoying
favorite themed floor so far?
There was one. It's a bit later on where the floor is just like themed after like the floor's lava. It's themed after a film set.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And the whole hook of this level of how to get the button for the next level is that the director's got it. You see him have it, but he's very like down. Like I'm a failure as a director.
Okay.
And you basically end up going into 4 different rooms to solve a puzzle, but each room is themed. It's like a film set.
Okay.
Okay. So what you have to do is you have to use Luigi and yourself.
Luigi.
So what happens is you, Luigi, will look through the camera, and you have to get Luigi to do something in the film. It's clever. So the moment, so you're on the set, but the moment you look through the camera, it's almost like the green screen's on, there's fire everywhere, there's effects, and you look like you're in a film.
Okay.
And Luigi's almost like an actor in a film.
Oh, that's clever.
And you have to do something in the film to get an item to like proceed, whatever. And it's just very clever. I
like that a lot. That's
really cool. It's super like, it's just creative. And it's really interesting.
And it's apparently, just by listening how other people have played it, you can play the game co-op as another player with
you
Luigi.
Can play co-op,
and I've heard it's incredibly enjoyable as well, like that. So
yeah, I can see that.
You're finding it fun just playing with the one?
Yeah, I remember I've read some little bits and pieces saying like it could be maybe not as intuitive with some bosses that we have to use Luigi.
I have heard some of the bosses, yeah.
I haven't really struggled, so I don't know if it's maybe some of the later bosses.
Okay.
But at the moment it's very straightforward.
And you're not having issues with the aiming. I found the
actually,
aiming was a bit weird.
You pointed out that there's an option that you can turn on that
it makes it more like
you don't like spin on the spot.
Yes.
Yeah, I've put that on and it makes a big difference.
Okay.
And what's really cool is that the gyroscope and the switch is accurate in that if I want to aim up, I literally aim in that direction. Even though I'm in bed, I'll aim in that direction. I'll just tilt a bit and then it aims up. Okay. And it's actually like
because that's a concession. Like if you turn that on, now you suddenly can't aim up and down. You have to use the gyroscope.
You like just tilt a bit and I've never had an issue
because I was
with
getting
it.
super annoyed at like, oh, I'm aiming in a direction and now I can't turn.
Yeah,
like, it's really frustrating.
The default is weird, and I found I was spinning the wrong way, and I wasn't really pleased. So with
you recommend switching?
I'm switching it over to other, and even the default buttons I've changed. I don't know, I can't remember now because I started the game like more than a month ago. But the default like suck and blow and the plunger, like I remember changing that around to make it more comfortable. So like now I have I think left triggers blow, right trigger suck, and then I think left is plunger, and the top button is like the
flashlight.
Oh no, sorry,
the black light.
It's one of the shoulder buttons is still flashlight. I think that was it. Is that the flashlight is usually a face button?
Well, yeah, I think I told you that. I was like, it's a face button, but then I was just trying the triggers. I was like, oh, it's on the
also
trigger,
yeah,
which is a lot better.
It's much better,
way better, yeah. Because then you can keep your other thumb on the thumbstick and
you
turn.
can actually aim it, yeah. So it's a good time.
Because every time I played it at shows, I was like, this is great, but like
there's something wrong with
as soon as I engage the flashlight, I'm like locked into that aiming.
Yeah.
So
I'm really enjoying it. I'm keen to finish it.
Nice.
Yeah, but besides that, I've also played a lot more Fallen Order.
Oh yes,
I sunk a lot of time into that, and I've spoken to you. I'm pretty sure
that's another game I finished as well.
Oh, you also finished that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
so
it's a good game.
I finished. I've pretty much cleaned up all the. I mean, I've spoken to you in terms of story. I've done all the planets.
Yes. You're ready to go to the quote unquote final encounter.
Yeah. So that hasn't unlocked me because I've just done the one part where I don't want to spoil it. So, but I'm at a part where I know after doing that I'm going to unlock the final planet. But you've pointed out that I should backtrack and just explore.
Yeah.
And like I'm happy to do that because the game's really good and like.
You're playing on the hardest difficulty, so how have you found the...
I found it's been fun. Like it's actually, even, I didn't... If I think maybe the first hour fighting the first side boss had Bogdo, whatever.
Oh, the frog.
The frog.
Fuck that frog.
It was only frustrating because I was playing on PlayStation and the load times were painful.
Yeah.
But playing on PC now, and look, the combat's good, but again, this is the way people have explained the game and how I've explained the game to people is that it's really good, but it's not Sekiro.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
really
as
good,
precise,
but
yeah.
it's not Uncharted. It's really good, but it's not like any Metroidvania. It does all of those things, but it's good at them, but it's not great at them. And the combat, like, it's very enjoyable. I love it. So, like, now that I've got all the force abilities and you string them together, it's very satisfying.
Yes.
Like, I feel like a proper Jedi. I'm powerful. I can do a whole lot of stuff.
I definitely felt the combat as well got better the more powers were given to you.
But I never went into a boss fight or any encounter and thought, oh my God, like, this is too hard. It really was me. I did it a couple of times and I beat it. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So in terms of difficulty, like, yeah, I'm playing in the hardest difficulty, but it's more if you get hit, you'll die easier. But it's not at all like Sekiro or Bloodborne in that, holy shit, like, I really have to think about how I'm going to attack this boss. It's more just dodge at the right time, block, do this.
I think I also found that it took a bit of learning in the same way that Sekiro did. Like, Fallen Order rewards aggressiveness. Like, it's not about, like, sure, there are definitely times when you have to disengage and stuff, but especially when you're fighting like other Inquisitors or other lightsaber foes, like, it pays to be aggressive, like, overwhelm them.
But even that, so this is where it differs to Sekiro, in that Sekiro, you can't brute force your way through anything.
Yeah.
It's all about timing. And granted, Sekiro, you can use your prosthetics to, like, give you an advantage or help you chip away or do something.
It's the old time force powers.
Fallen Order, like, you do get rewarded for perfectly deflecting an attack, whatever. Like, you do, well, I'm just going to call it push damage for the sake of, that's kind of what it is, you know. But you don't have to. You can force push the person. You can pull them towards you.
There's a lot slow them.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get around it. So in that way, I think it's forgiving to people who don't really want, like, that Sekiro style combat.
Yeah, I feel like I wasn't using my force powers a lot, and then when I started being like, I actually have a bit, let me, like, start peppering these into combat. I was like, oh, this actually makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, because that happened to me as well. I was like, oh, okay, like, I'm fighting this, whatever. I need to perfectly I can attack them and build up the push damage or deflect my stuff. But then eventually I was like, oh, I could just slow them, attack them, pull them, attack them, and it's
I was
way
trying to
easier.
play it like Sekiro,
Yeah, and when you get, like, a bigger force meter and all your powers, you don't at all have to play it like Sekiro.
I was having that's when it kicked in. It felt like a satisfying curve because it really felt like the beginning I was struggling, and then by the end I was, like, easily just picking up stormtroopers, throwing them off, like, bridges.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong, it's still a lot of fun. But if you're looking for that deep Sekiro combat, like, it's not that. It's like, I'll tell you now, even on the hardest difficulty, I'm still, like, inverted commas, breezing through the game.
It's also just, I feel like, a bit too loose to be as accurate. Like, how many, I mean, we've chatted about this, but how many times, like, I've definitely dodged a grab and I still get grabbed. I'm like, fuck that.
The game still got bugs. Like, I've had weird things. I put a video up on Twitter yesterday where, what are those people that race called that? It's like Darth Maul's race on Dathomir. It's like Braxa or something. I don't know. Not that it matters, but
them, yeah.
The one was attacking me, and then, like, I actually fell off a short ledge, and I fell down. I'm like, oh, for goodness sake! And I, like, ran up, and the guy had obviously intended to follow me, but bugged out. No. So he was just stuck in a falling animation. So I was like, okay, like, how does this exist in a modern game? And there've been other times as where I clip through the floor. I'm like, why? Yeah, why am I knee deep in the floor? Like,
I've fallen through the map entirely before.
So I think they've fixed a lot of stuff, but I have had some hiccups. I'm like, oh, like, why is
the pull ability is probably my favorite. It feels really good to yank a missile out of midair and just throw it back. I kind of wish, like, I think we chatted about this on WhatsApp, but when I finished Control, I was like, man, Remedy should make a Star Wars game.
Oh my god!
Because, man, the feel of, like, Jesse kind of just has force powers essentially, like, yeah. But you're enjoying Fallen Order.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah. And look, it again, like, I'll say it's not. It wouldn't have been my game of the year last year.
Yeah,
but it would have probably been on my list.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's still a good game, and, like, honestly, hats off to Respawn, because again, they're known for doing shooters. For them to come out and make a combat Metroidvania adventure game, like 3 in 1, and still
With
do it
probably
really
the best lightsaber combat.
Yeah, look,
out
it's
there, yeah.
the best Star Wars game in like many years.
Yeah,
So
sure.
hats off to them.
Yeah, no, I was chatting to Jeff and I'm like, there are definitely rough points in this game, but this is as good of a launching point for a new IP you could
Yeah,
hope
so
for.
I don't know what the ending is, but I'm I know there's a sequel, like you've indicated, and what I've read, there's definitely a sequel.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they're
I'm like
already
that's cool because they've got the base game now.
Yeah.
They can just improve it.
I think they can definitely refine this,
and
yeah.
I mean, Respawn are the sort of shooter that will take those lessons to heart and like really implement them. So so let's see what the next step
the end
is.
is nice, and I think it. What I think the game does well, there were parts where I was like, the story's a bit like not going anywhere, but it's the character moments where you see like, especially with Sierra, like you never see in the movies them coming to terms with what like Order 66 did to the remaining Jedi mentally.
Like not at all.
Like in the movies, it's like a montage of them getting cut down. You know what I mean? So like seeing Sierra like having to deal with what she went through, and also the moments like some of the flashbacks of Cal.
I played that this week, and it's actually like, whoa, that's a very traumatic thing to go through.
It was a really clever thing because it's like, oh, this is another training room to teach me about the new Force power, and then it just converts into like, this is what's happening. Okay, cool.
But even that, like on that note, I love how there are just touch points where if you're not a Star Wars nerd, it doesn't matter. You'll enjoy the game.
Yeah, 100%.
But if you've watched all the movies, you'll be like, oh, that's cool. Like there's a little reference here, a little nod here. So yeah, it's cool.
And it's also just like some of the planets you go to, like Dathomir. Dathomir isn't really explored in the films, but in like the series, The Clone Wars, you go there a lot.
You go there a lot, yeah.
So it was cool seeing that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Good
all
game.
the games we've
Good game,
played. Yeah. So I'll probably finish that and Luigi's Mansion soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think Fallen Order, once you engage in that last place, it's
done.
It's good. The ending's good, except for the final boss. That boss is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I cheesed my way through that boss.
I know you and a bunch of
That's where I was
people.
like, Force powers for the win. I just abused the living shit. And there's an upgrade on
where
your
if
stims.
you use a stim, it replenishes your.
I
So you.
abused the hell
So
out
I
of
was
that.
thinking about it. You get what you said, 7 or 8
So I had
stims.
7, yeah.
So you can technically replenish your force meter like 7 or 8 times.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Oh my god!
I was replenishing.
I won't cheese it. I refuse.
I was replenishing force meter slow, and then using a very heavy attack. There's one that can do like a ton of damage. And I just repeated that.
Okay.
Yeah, because fuck that boss. Honestly,
Okay,
I tried to play on her terms, and she just wouldn't allow me.
Oh my god!
So-
well, we'll see.
Yeah, that's a lot of good games.
Yeah.
A lot of also. I think we're catching up on like stuff we missed out. I've also bought. I've bought a bunch of games that I just haven't played.
Oh, no.
Like, I bought Disco Elysium.
Oh boy.
I bought Borderlands 3.
Oh no.
What did I buy yesterday?
Oh no.
Oh, I bought Barbie Is You.
Oh
Because
my
It
god!
was on
Yeah.
special on the eShop, so it was like $150, and I was like, "Yeah, I want to play this."
Oh, you know what I bought yesterday? We were at the office yesterday. I had my Switch there. I was like, yeah, okay, if things are quiet, we're going to play in the afternoon. And I 100% intended to like play Smash or something. But last year, before we closed, one of my other colleagues bought his Switch and we played Towerfall.
Oh, what a
I was
good
like,
game.
I need to buy this game. But
Towerfall
at the
Ascension,
time,
yeah.
it was still like $260. I was like, oh, it's not expensive, but like it's not cheap. I don't really want to cough up that much money. So I looked it up yesterday. It was half price. I was like, yes. We played a bunch of
super
Towerfall
good.
yesterday. Yeah. It's a
I
good
also
time.
bought a game called Heave Ho,
Oh no.
purely because I watched Giant Bomb has a quick look up on Heave Ho, and it is one of the funniest gameplay videos I've ever watched in my life. It's like a sort of like a quap thing. Like you're this little being with 2 arms, and your left trigger is your left arm, and your right is your right arm. So you have to like you do like swinging, like you're holding with your left arm, you swing yourself, grab with the right arm. Swing,
Oh,
but it's
wow.
like this stupid dumb co-op party game.
Quap. That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
I need to show you the video because I was laughing out loud.
Dying.
So much. It was because you can fuck with other players. Like,
Yeah.
it's so funny.
That's awesome.
It's so funny.
Take my money.
It's a game that you would love in the office. I think it was $60.
Is it on Switch?
Yeah, I
Take
got it off Switch.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Okay.
Good time.
Look at it. Should we dive? Are there game releases?
Probably pretty few.
Let's skip through them.
Yeah.
And then fly through news because we have 400,000 questions to get through.
Video
games
releases.
Video game news.
2020. I need to find a new list for me to bookmark. Because last year, VG247 served me well. Do they have one? Oh, they do have another one. I'll stick with them. VG247.
Oh, boy.
Like their release date stuff. So January, we're looking... Well, let me just mention ones that we might have missed because we're
bad people.
Well, it's only really two of them. Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training, which I really want to give a go. And Monster Hunter Iceborne came out on PC.
Okay.
It was on console last year. So we're looking at games from January 11th to January 18th or 17th. Some decent ones this week. You heard of this obscure anime called Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z, yeah, it rings a bell.
Yeah, it rings a bell. It's a pretty niche, pretty obscure.
Dragon Ball Z Carrot Cake.
Yes, Dragon Ball Z Carrot Cake. That is definitely the name of this game.
What is this a fighting game? Is it an adventure game?
It's like an RPG-ish.
Oh, because I see some people are very excited for it.
Yeah, so Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is like, as far as I know, it's like an RPG that follows the story of Goku, through all the sagas.
Main objective to get your power level over 9,000.
I mean, that's what it is.
That's the premise of the game. Start at 0.
It's got that 3D fighting like the old 3D, and I never really liked that, so I don't know.
I've never been a Dragon Ball Z
but
fan
you can go fishing with Goku. So. Do you think
we all
Super
know
Saiyan
that
is
fishing.
cheating?
The moment a game has fishing, it's instantly a better game.
Good, yeah. So that's coming out on January 17th. Same day, we've got Mega Man 0/ZX Legacy Collection coming to PC, PS4. I guess a collection of Mega Man stuff.
Yes. Is that it?
And a Switch game that was, I think this was an original Wii or Wii U game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore. It looks pretty cool. I've never
there really
played
aren't
it, but it
many
looks really
releases though, because I was just like, that's it. It's literally those 3 or 4. There is something on January the 21st called Temtem, which I only learned about this week.
Isn't that like the Tencent Pokemon thing?
It's a Pokemon clone, basically.
By Tencent, isn't it?
No
I
idea.
swear it's by Tencent.
It's interesting. Temtem.
But yeah, the releases stop picking up near the end of the month, and then February again is like, it's quiet, but like all the games coming out are big.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
And then March is just...
Oh boy, then March and April onward is just...
And it's just going to get more and more packed.
Yeah.
So
the thing that excites me / worries me in terms of time for all of this is that we know what's coming in the first half of the year. Like, even then, it's like, there's a lot of cool games you're all going to play. I don't know what's happening in the next half of the year, but it's exciting because, goddamn, there must be some real hits, just hiding, waiting to be revealed,
I think there's some bangers just waiting in the wings.
It's just, for example, so we know Sony and Xbox are doing their new consoles, which will have their own launch titles, XYZ, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or Bloodborne 2. Thank you very much, PlayStation.
Yes, please, but make it reality.
Like, Xbox, I don't know, I know they've got Halo. I don't know, besides that, what else they've got planned.
Maybe Hellblade.
Hellblade 2. But then... What is Nintendo doing this year?
Yeah.
It's Breath of the Wild 2, but is that this year?
I have a strong feeling it is.
But okay, they do Breath of the Wild 2, but they usually have like 3 or 4 like really big games that come out. What are the other ones?
Maybe not a Breath of the Wild 2, but they go, hey, here's Mario Odyssey 2, or hey, we ported over Galaxy.
If they do Galaxy, I'll be so thrilled.
So happy.
I mean, and I did think maybe we'll get a 2D Mario, but we got Mario Maker last year, so I have a feeling they'll go 3D again this year.
Nintendo did say that we are getting at least 2 more Wii U ports.
Okay.
So I suspect that must be Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
And probably Wind Waker.
Oh.
Has to be fucking Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I don't see that not coming to Switch.
And then from Wii, if they do Galaxy, you never played Galaxy. One of the best Mario games.
And
honestly.
they could do it because they got the motion on the Joy-Con. Well, it's actually, they've already ported it over to, there's this weird service in China, I want to say. Like that uses the NVIDIA Shield and it's got Nintendo ports in it. Like completely legal ports.
Sure.
So it's running on the same hardware as what's in the Switch.
Yeah.
And that's got Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
And it's like...
Make it happen.
Make it happen, Nintendo. Just push that button. Gaming news. You heard of this cool game called Apex Legends?
Yes. Oh, they're having like a massive event.
Yeah, a massive like birthday event called the Grand Soiree.
It's their first birthday.
It is.
That's
crazy.
wild because it feels like the game's like hasn't been out that long, but simultaneously been out for many years.
Yeah,
now.
it feels like it's been in the public consciousness
It's
for
only
ages now.
1 year.
Yeah. So this is quite a cool thing. It's they're putting out 7 modes, each of which will last 2 days. To me, it feels like clever marketing because it's like these are 7 ideas we have. Let's see which of them stick.
Yeah.
Some of them look really cool. Like there's one where it's called oh god, I can't remember what it's called. But it's basically the ring is always closing. There's no downtime.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there's some that are more like duos based. There's a duos based mode.
That's cool.
There's one where every player model is replaced by like the brightly colored dummies from the training room, which is super strange.
That's funny.
But yeah, it's cool. It's like a reason to log in every 2 days and give it a go. And there's loads of skins. Like this Pathfinder skin is real hot.
Oh man,
this tuxedo, even with his little mustache, I really like it. So yeah,
that mustache is so glory.
I think that kicks off next week. So yeah,
I can't believe that game's only been out a year.
I played a bit again over the holidays. That game's real good.
It's good,
It's really fucking good.
I get a lot of flack from my colleagues for not playing it.
You should play it.
After months of silence, Elden Ring will be at the Taipei Game Show next week.
but then I read a report that said it might just be the E3 trailer again. So I was like,
what? Okay.
Doom 1 and 2 got a patch or re-release that allows it to run at 60 frames per second because it's the year of our Lord 2020 and everything needs to run at 60 frames per second. Warner Brothers keeps teasing this Batman game that keeps looking like it's going to have the Court of Owls.
Oh,
but they're pushing their luck on these teasers. Like, just reveal the fucking thing.
Didn't they hint the Court of Owls like long? I mean, not hint, but I think it was in the World of Arkham.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was mentioned or referenced, but it never actually had anything.
They've been teasing this game. Everyone thought it was going to be at
Superman game
XO19, the Xbox one, and then they're like, oh, probably before the Video Game Awards. Nothing.
Nope.
Now they're just teasing it again with like, and it's like, come on, guys,
come on, fam.
It's just Batman. Come on. There was a Pokemon Direct.
Pokemon Sword and Shield got new expansions.
Yeah. So let me break down. A lot of people are mad because they're like, oh, Game Freak said that they couldn't add all the Pokemon into the original game, and really they just wanted to keep it for DLC. So firstly, no, I don't.
How many Pokemon are in the original game?
Well, if I had to have the whole Pokedex, I think it would be like 800-900.
No. I mean, in Sword and Shield, how many are included in the game now?
I'm not sure. I think it's like 400 or so.
400? That's already like a shit ton of Pokemon.
Animated.
Holy shit.
And they need to be balanced for competitive play.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen, I'm not on the side. Like, I get it. You want all your Pokemon there, whatever. But I also understand that, especially with Sword and Shield, it's become the most talked about competitive Pokemon game I've seen in a long time. So balancing that is a whole thing. So they're adding some originals and some new Pokemon in the expansions, and that's fine. They've had more time to work on it, And then people are like, imagine getting charged for more Pokemon. It's like, in the past, you had to pay full price for the same game with a little bit of additional content put on, like Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Now you're being charged $30 for 2 expansions, which will be so.
It's Island of Armor and I can't remember the other one. Isle of Armor and what is it?
Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra.
That's it.
So new spots, new Pokemon for Sword and Shield, respectively. And also, if you don't own the expansions, but you know someone who does, you can trade.
Still get the Pokemon.
Yeah, you can still trade. And also, it's $30 for both. So you're paying half, and it's like
I could be wrong, but I remember reading. Oh, I could be wrong, but I remember. I'm not sure. It stands to be corrected, but I think one of those expansions that I remember hearing or reading that its area is bigger than the original game.
Yeah, so there's going to be a new wild area.
Oh, the wild area.
Yeah, so there's one wild area in the game right now, and there's going to be a brand new one, which is awesome because that's like where you can see people online and see Pokemon out in the wild. So there's new legendary Pokemon. There's going to be changes to the competitive scene as well. So like, I would rather have this approach than, hey, buy the whole game again at $60 to get that additional content.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, there's a huge uproar. Even one of my colleagues at the office, big Pokemon fan, when they announced, I was like, oh, she's going to be thrilled. And she's like, no, what the fuck is this? I was like, I have no horses in this race, so I can't really say
just don't understand
whether I agree or disagree.
And like, yeah, whatever. I'm trying to be more positive this year. So, it was CES this week, and there was lots of cool like gaming concept stuff. But I think the coolest thing was this Raze. Okay, I don't like the name. It's called E-Racing Simulator Concept Chair by Razer.
Can we all just agree to pass a law that the E should be dropped from the front of everything?
PES eFootball.
Yeah, just call it Razer's Racing Simulator Concept Chair. You don't need the e-racing.
I can tell it's electronic by looking at it.
The word simulator indicates that it's not a real racing car or anything. Like, come on, we don't need erasing.
But this thing is like super cool. It's one of those chairs that is powered by hydraulics and all of that. But the coolest part, it's got this like 270-degree wraparound projector.
Shit.
So it's like when you look to your side, you don't see your friend looking at you funny. You see the side window of your car.
As friends do when you're racing together side by
side. Yeah, exactly. You don't see Paul walk and he's like, see you next time. You know?
You've seen that Luigi gif, the Mario Kart, when we look, gives you the door, look, that's friends. Look at you. You won't see like that anymore. How much would this thing? I know it's a concept, but can you imagine buying this?
I would love this, but this would be phenomenally expensive.
My favorite concept from CES was it the shield? It looks like a Switch.
Oh, the Alienware thing?
It's the Alienware, sorry, not the shield. I saw it, I was like, that looks quite nice, until I saw a video on Twitter of someone holding it, and I'm like, this thing is massive.
I think Trisha Hirschberg had it.
So
and, I mean,
big.
she's a relatively small human being. I've seen her at E3. But that thing looks
massive.
Gargantuanly big.
Honestly, like I had visions of playing it in bed and just dropping it on your face and dying. Like it's that heavy.
And like the angles look really bad to hold it at. Yeah. It's like these sharp angles. And then I read a thing that was like, they wouldn't tell us the weight, but it's definitely heavier than a Switch. I'm like, a Switch is heavy. A Switch is not light.
Have you held your OG Switch lately? It's night and day how it's
the light
weird.
Is something else.
It's weird though how, I mean, we had the Switch for years and it was absolutely fine. Like I love my Switch. I've told you I've played it 99% handheld mode, no issues. After holding the Switch and going back to the OG, I'm like, damn, this thing is big and bulky.
Yeah,
like it's hard to go back to using it as handheld.
When did the Switch come out? 2017 or 18?
It's 2017.
So it's 3 years old.
Yeah, because Breath of the Wild was Game of the Year 2017.
What was Game of the Year 2018?
God of War, yeah. And then so it's going on 3 years now. Yeah, Feb March is
we're due for Breath of the Wild too.
Even that's weird though to think that the Switch is 3 years old because it's like it feels like it's been out not that long, but simultaneously it's been out for a long time. Yeah. So yeah,
man, Switch has had some bangers in 3 years, eh? Wow.
And that's what gets me excited. I'm like, the typical console has like a 5 to 8 year lifespan, whatever it is. And like the first half of its life, the Switch has really had some good games. Like last year, people say the Switch games weren't quite what they were in the previous years. And I agree, like Luigi's Mansion 3, great, but not like Game of the Year material.
I think
Link's Awakening, great. Yeah,
Pokemon,
Link's Awakening
great. Didn't do it for me the way I thought it was going to do it.
I enjoyed it, but
I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like, oh my god.
But last year, Astral Chain, for example, Ultimate Alliance 3, like all these good games, but they're not like up there.
Super Mario Maker 2 was a good time.
Oh well, but that was good, but. You know what I mean? Compared to Breath of the Wild, there's still room for like
that
some
first year was something
exceptional
else.
games.
That first year was Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, which were two of my favorite games of all time. Like,
so but show us what you got.
Yeah, exactly. I'm down. I mean, this does lend credence to some rumors that cropped up over the week where the whole Switch Pro talk is coming back again.
I know.
And I'm not sure if I believe it that much. When just before the light came out, everyone was saying, oh, there's 2 revisions. There's the light one and then there's a more powerful one. And for some reason, I'm thinking something got lost in translation and the more powerful one is actually was the revision. Yeah. I don't see Nintendo. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't understand them putting out a more powerful one now.
No, maybe in like another year or 2.
Yes, I understand in a year or 2 where maybe the ports for the new console start becoming impossible to do on the Switch.
Yeah.
So you get a more powerful Switch that can keep up with the average, whatever. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe by June we have a new Switch, but I think it will just be drowned out in the conversation with the powerful consoles. Yeah.
I think that'd be wise to wait like till next year at least.
Yeah.
Okay, what other news do we have? What is that screen?
Master the nuances of speech and speaking simulator.
Oh boy.
You need to stream this.
I'm
just saying this. There were some retailer listings over the week listing Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, which are probably fake, but the game has been rumored and leaked and all sorts for ages now.
It's 100% Norse setting. It has to be.
Yeah. There were already hints in, I think, Division 2 about a Norse setting, Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. So what's curious to me is that Ubisoft pushed all of their games. I mean, Watch Dogs was meant to come out in March, and it got pushed now to potentially end of the year. They said it's coming to new consoles as well.
I think that's a real smart move because can you imagine that game launching between all the other shit we're getting?
But what confuses me now is like, are they going to put out a Watch Dogs and an Assassin's Creed in the same time frame? That's like them eating their own lunch, in my opinion. Because like those are very similar games.
But I mean, then again, most Ubisoft games are similar in that regard, and like open world, lots of checkboxes.
But like they're long games.
Yeah.
For me, Watch Dogs needs to come out like middle of the year, getting into September, and then an Assassin's Creed when the consoles hit.
Unless they do like Watch Dogs as their big end of the year. Well, they wouldn't do that though. Big end of the year thing, then Assassin's Creed like early next year. But I also don't see that happening. Yeah. I don't know. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order almost didn't have lightsaber combat.
Yeah, this is a fascinating
What would this game have been?
So basically, Stig Asmussen, who's the game director, also formerly from Sony Santa Monica, did God of War stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
He was on a podcast where he said that Lucasfilm, when they pitched the idea, they weren't super comfortable with Respawn using Jedi in the game. To quote him, he said they weren't super comfortable with the I pitched, hey, what if we do a game about Jedi and Force powers? And they were not super comfortable with that. They threw it back and said, what about blasters and bounty hunters? That's not the background of the team we've built. You might as well ask me and us to start building a racing game at this point. I don't think anybody's going to be happy with the results.
We almost got a pod racing.
We had one in PS2 and it was awesome. Okay? Bring it back.
No, but I mean, we almost had a new...
What I came to learn is for them, the Jedi is the holy grail. To make a game about Jedi, you got to earn it. There was a little back and forth, but they could see where I was coming from. So basically, I think his argument was like, they come from a background of third-person action games, like the team that he built at Respawn. Yeah. So for them to do like an Uncharted, like a Star Wars 1313 wouldn't have made sense.
Wouldn't have made sense, yeah.
But I also get Lucasfilm going, the Jedi are precious to us because anything that they do in the game suddenly becomes canon.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean, the Star Wars games haven't, like, EA haven't really done much with it.
Oh, no, not
the
at all.
past, like, 5-6 years, whatever. So, like, I can see them why they were skeptical because Disney rebooted the whole, all the canon. Okay, we want to make sure that it's all real good.
You want to have, like, they ended up fucking it up a little bit more anyway.
Yeah, but shit. But I think they've proven that, hey, we can make a good Star Wars game.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, to me, this Fallen Order almost feels like a Rogue One where it's like, you kind of know the outline of the events that happened in that time, but it colored in the picture so nicely that it's like, like Rogue One is always like, oh, I knew someone stole plans for the Death Star. But that movie
it is like
phenomenal.
A throwaway line, like, some rebels stole us these plans.
Exactly.
And they built a whole movie around, like, damn.
And it's good. And it's the same with this. It's like, oh, we know that this period between episode 3 and 4, a lot of Jedi were hunted and whatever.
But I mean, even before Disney rebooted the whole all the canon, we know that Star Wars has like got so much room for so even like modern day The Mandalorian, it's coloring in what happened between episode 6 and 7 now.
Yeah.
And even that's like, okay, like what did happen? You know,
Baby Yoda.
Little Baba Yoda.
So good.
Baby Yoda, Mandalorian.
Curvin ruined Baby Yoda for me yesterday, and I'm very, very sad.
Wow, what did he do?
I can't say it on this podcast.
I know.
I'll show you an image later.
No.
There's a rumor that Overwatch 2 might be launching as early as 2020. I think it was PlayStation who tweeted out a thing indicating.
Well, is that
I was
really
under the
rumor?
impression this was a while back. This is still a while away.
Oh no, I thought that was coming 2020.
So it was PlayStation Brazil. So I mean, okay. So you work
Why
in
is
this.
it always Brazil?
You work in this industry, and you know a lot of these. You know, these accounts are handled not by PlayStation directly sometimes, and sometimes things can be
There's
misunderstood.
probably an agency in Brazil that has nothing, that are not like owned by Xbox directly.
Yeah, or PlayStation.
Sorry, not Xbox, PlayStation.
So I think, my opinion is that this was an accidental PR thing. I don't think it's out this.
Well, can we mention the accidental PR thing that our own Xbox account did?
Oh yeah,
They tweeted a video
thing.
where it was a whole lot of like their modern day games like Fallen Order, and I mean that's the only that comes to mind. But then
an ad for Games Pass.
and then right at the end they're like you know whatever, play over 100 games on Xbox Game Pass. Although it didn't directly say these games are available,
it was an ad for Games Pass.
It implies that like you get Game Pass, you can get all these games, and that was a complete like, where did that video come from? Like. I can tell you, like, working on the Xbox account, where the hell did that video come from? Like, it doesn't exist anywhere else.
And then we warned the account. We're like, you better take this down before, and like a day passed, and it was still there. And then next thing, Reset Era got it, and I was like,
oh boy,
this is what you fucking did. Now you're in trouble. Yeah. So
but that is 100%. Stuff like that will happen because it's not directly controlled by Xbox or PlayStation. It's a smaller region, so they might not have a big office or presence there. They get an agency to do their social media, and that's how mistakes like this happen, I think, for the most part.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm of the mind that it is a mistake, but who knows? I don't know.
Oh, best header ever.
It's so good. So at CES, Sony got up on stage and they revealed the big different PS5 logo.
Whoa, it's so revolutionary.
It's like the 4 but with a 5. But the big thing was that Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan was in an interview saying that the features that they've announced for the PS5 so far are good, but the most innovative ones are still
to be revealed.
Yeah, still to be revealed. So he said 3D audio and haptic feedback support of the controller are also things that when you try them, you'll be surprised at how big of a change they are. Even just playing the racing game Gran Turismo Sport with the PlayStation 5 controller is a completely different experience. While it runs well with the previous controller, there's no going back after you experience the detailed road surface via haptic control and play using adaptive triggers. I'm really excited for this feature.
I mean, the one case study we've always said is like Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Imagine you pull down the trigger and
you feel the tension
you feel
of the
like,
it's
am I right in assuming that it gives you feedback, like it'll almost like give you resistance when you push it down?
Yes, that's the way they've pitched it. So when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this just sounds like the Rumble controllers that Microsoft has on the Xbox One, but it's a bit more. It's like exactly like you said, they're going to put resistance in the thing. So if you're pulling a lever that's hard, say in Uncharted,
so you have to like really push it down.
That stuff. But like he says, you can feel hopefully through the vibration, like the terrain on the road and your grip of your tires in like a racing game. And that's
cool. It's like, sorry, again on Horizon Zero Dawn 2, imagine like you just tap the trigger and it's like, it's a little... Like a little loose bow shot, or if you push it down tight, it's like it does more damage in range, for example.
When you put in a real bow in real life.
Yeah. So if they could translate that and it works the way he's like implying it does, and shit, that'll be really cool.
In a way, I hope Microsoft do this with their controllers as well, because if they don't, this will only be on first-party games.
Yeah.
And it will just be like the touchpad and it will just not be used correctly.
Yeah.
So... Also, I want Xbox to do it because his example of Gran Turismo Sport, Jim Ryan's here, sounds awesome, but I hate Gran Turismo. I want this feature on a Forza Horizon, like fucking today. So then he carried on and said, but there's still more unique elements for PlayStation 5 to come that's separated from previous consoles. The bigger differences have yet to be announced. So yeah.
I don't know. Is that marketing lingo? Is it actually gonna?
I don't know. They have to keep up the hype because everyone's talking a lot about Xbox now as well. So Kentucky Route Zero is finally wrapping up this month. Episode 5.
Kentucky Route Zero?
So this is a game I've heard about for ages, and the reason is because the first episode came out 7 years ago. Yeah, so people have been waiting for this this adventure game to end. It's like a point and click adventure.
Okay.
I'm just paraphrasing good old Brad Lang here. He says, I've been enamored with the... Ever since 2013, when the first episode of Kentucky
Route Zero.
Why is he saying year? Oh, maybe the first one was called Year Zero. Kentucky Year Zero graced the world. I've been enamored with the series, desperately looking forward to every subsequent chapter that continued the story of truck driver Conroy as he makes his way down the weird and wonderful Route Zero. Excellent writing, stunning visuals, and a tone that's difficult to capture in words. Kentucky Route Zero is one of the all-time greatest point-and-click adventure games.
Damn.
Yeah. So I've heard a lot of writers that I kind of like vibe with in their opinions, like talking about this game. So the fifth episode's coming out later this month, and there's also a collection that will launch on all consoles and Switch.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah. I'm keen to just...
Damn, Daniel. It's a lot of game.
Oh,
God. Some of these headers.
They're real good.
Is that all the news? I mean, it wasn't really much.
It. Yeah, there was this thing with the AMD that used a fake render at CES for the back of the Xbox Series X. But then almost directly after that, there was another render that looked a lot more realistic. Basically, one HDMI port. That's the big news here. AMD showed off 2, but it seems like the real one will only have 1. So, take that as you will.
I mean, I confirmed at the beginning of the show that there were 7 HDMI ports, but who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
Who am I to...
Oh, Elgato made a really cool streaming box that is fucking dope. It's like a capture card that captures 4K and 60 frames per second and HDR, and you can record directly to a micro SD card.
God damn. That's
pretty cool.
That's
it is also $400.
That's a lot of money.
The same price as an Oculus Quest.
Okay, so you have to choose. You want VR or the ability to
record? Or do you want to capture footage of Beat Saber that you want to play?
Oh my gosh, so much.
So yeah, I think that's it.
That's it.
So we're getting to our first questions of 2020.
We have so many questions.
If you want to send us questions into the show, you can email us, checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/checkpointchat. We're on Instagram @checkpointchat. We're also on Twitter.
We're on everywhere.
We're on everywhere. You can DM us. You can send us pictures of your cats.
Buy a game on Steam.
You can buy us games on Steam. You cannot send us...
Buy our game on Steam.
Yeah, buy our game.
Or buy us games. It's fine.
You cannot send us a box of spiders. Not yet, not ever.
No, ever. Okay, let's start with a question from Migs. He sent us...
Migs, starting the year off strong.
6 questions. Migs, I could be wrong, but I think you did send us questions that we never answered. Oh my gosh, you did.
New year, new emails.
Okay, let's start with this one.
Okay, no, we'll just go through the new ones because we've got a lot of questions.
We've got lots,
today.
Yeah. So I'll bounce between them. Do you prefer background music to constantly loop with no ending, or music that has an end but repeated indefinitely? I quite like background music.
So he's basically saying like one of those videos on YouTube where it's like the same song looped for 10 hours, but you never hear the end. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, look, okay, I'm not going to listen to a song for 10 hours, but I have had...
Gandalf sax guy.
Okay, I lie. I've listened to that back to back.
Wait, how does it go?
I don't know now.
Oh, wait.
There, you got it. Listen to that for 10 hours. Like I've had songs that I like, and there are extended versions that are maybe 30 minutes long. And I've listened to that because I'm like, I like the song enough to listen to it for a good half an hour.
Fuck, it's stuck in my head now.
But oh no, it's gonna get
My
stuck
day's
in my
ruined.
head. No?
My day's ruined.
But yeah, I'm not gonna do like a whole day, but I do like music that loops. Like I don't mind it, but I don't actively look for. This is my favorite 4-hour jam.
I like having a definitive end to an album. Then like I'm gonna move on.
To something. Well, I suppose if you have Spotify on, but with me, I tend to listen to gaming soundtracks and movie soundtracks anyway. So
how many times have you used Spotify where you've got to the end of the album and it goes straight into like a radio based on that album?
Yeah.
And it's only like 2 or 3 songs in. I'm like, man, this sounds super different. I'm like, it's a different album.
Okay,
but cool.
What I mean though is that at the end of the day, it sort of like blurs into each other. That does become background music anyway. I'm not, my line of work doesn't allow me to really listen to like pop music or music with words because it's very distracting.
Same, exactly.
It's like if you're writing, you can't listen to that sort of music because then I can't really explain, but it's very hard to write and listen. So that's why if you have background music, it's very easy. You just carry on with your work and then you just have some nice
even though I'm programming and not writing copy, because I know I've listened to music before when I'm writing reviews and lyrics just fuck you up like completely.
But it depends what you're doing though. So Lenska, for example, she'll listen to podcasts while she works because so some of her work is obviously heavy thinking, but there are some aspects of her job where it's almost like you can do it without having to like pay a lot of attention. And then she says she'll have podcasts on in the background, and I'm like, I can't do that. No, I can't listen to podcasts at work because I'll be like, let's write this line. Oh, okay. Let me listen to this.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't split your attention.
Yeah. So. Like I know people at work who program while listening to audiobooks, and I'm like you are another
how do you do this
person. Yeah. Just sidebar. Someone should overlap, toss a coin to your Witcher and Gandalf Saxman.
We'll make it happen. Toss a coin to your Make the remix happen.
A Valley of Plenty.
Morning, chill pyro crystal. Why are water levels in most games out to troll players or simply annoy them to no end? I'm going to come out and agree with Megs and say that all water levels should be banned.
Yeah, some of them suck. The ones in Ori were pretty cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's something with 2D platformers where I'm like, the water levels in those are fun. It doesn't feel like a chore. But Fallen Order actually introduced some water levels.
And they suck.
And it's not like a full water level, but there's something about the moment I have to go underwater, I'm like,
it
why?
Sucks.
Sekiro had water bits, and I'm like, and it wasn't. Was it? Yeah, sorry. Some of it was integral to like proceeding, but I was like, wow, why is this here?
No,
the ones don't do them.
The ones in Ori are pretty good. Celeste didn't have water levels, but it had moments in this chapter I just finished with water, and what I really appreciated was how
permanent dash
that, and also just like the music sounded really cool.
That's
I was
cool.
just like,
but even that, it's like that's just literally it'll take you 10 seconds to get through that.
The best water level I've ever played was in Rayman Origins, where it's this throwaway part. It's not a whole level underwater, but there's a section at the beginning with a pond with loads of fish in them. And I remember this very clearly because it was this moment where I was like, this is a 10 out of 10 game. I think I reviewed it at 10 out of 10. Like, so there's music playing when you're outside of the water, and when you jump into the water, the music goes quiet, but the colorful fish in the pond starts singing that tune.
Oh, no, that's cool.
So good.
See, now that's cool.
That transition is so good, and it's awesome.
Yeah. But that makes me think of like Crypt of the Necrodancer, where that's integral to finding the shopkeeper.
Yes.
You move along and then you just hear the hum,
and
like
it gets
going along with the song.
louder.
And then when you find him, like he takes over and he's humming the song.
The best part of that album to listen to is like you hear the whole soundtrack and then you hear the shopkeeper variant. And it's so good. It's so good. I love it so much. Man, Nintendo release the Zelda one.
Do they not have it out?
No.
Oh man,
it's so annoying. Like really,
just release
Zelda music with the shopkeeper. Come on,
just do it. Okay, next question. Since the release of the Netflix Witcher TV series, many people are replaying The Witcher 3. Did Alessandro do the same for Amazon's The Boys? Did he get all the collected volumes of the graphic novels and read them?
I was like, there's no Boys video game. Have I missed this? No, I haven't. I don't know. I enjoyed The Boys, but I feel no real need to read the comics. But mainly that's because I'm reading the Witcher books at the moment. My mom actually watched the Witcher series and immediately wanted to read the books, and she read the first book in like a week.
It's good.
So,
the short stories are real good.
Yeah, I'm on the second one now, the Sword of Destiny.
Yeah, I've got it. I just haven't started it.
The series is good. I mean, I have issues with it that wouldn't be easy to fix. Like, I find that they don't give a lot of the short stories time to breathe.
Yeah,
Have you
well, I
watched
mean,
the
I've
series?
finished watching it, yeah.
'Cause-
But I mean, if you think about it, like I agree with you, there are a lot of details left out, but
So many.
each episode is an hour long already.
Yeah, they're pretty long, yeah.
And they're like very well produced. Like you can see the amount of effort that went into it. So it's like, I agree with you, but almost like they had to make some concessions.
I also think the timeline stuff is not as confusing as people make it out to be.
No, look, I don't know if we're being biased because you and I had both read the first book. I think.
So I understand.
So, and we'd played the games, and even though it's not really affected by the games, you know who Yennefer is, who Geralt is, who Ciri is, and you kind of know like what Ciri's role is in the bigger picture. You know, game or book aside, you know that, oh, okay, she's this child, X, Y, Z, whatever. So I can imagine like, you know, watching and be like, who's this weird hunchback? Okay, she has this transformation. Okay, then there's this witch and there's this mysterious
they keep hopping between them in a weird way.
And the thing is like, I actually think if you pay close attention, it's done very well where it shows you times past. Like there's one where, he's not called Dandelion in the show. He's called Jaskier, which I think is his actual Polish name. Yeah. There's one, I mean, he's with Geralt a lot in the show, but there's one point where he's still with Geralt. You think like, oh, okay. But he says like, oh, Geralt, like, is that any way to treat someone you haven't seen for like more than a decade? Like it's a throwaway line, but it's like, okay, it's indicating a lot of times past. Like people might miss that.
And like, also like at the beginning, you see Sintra falling and later on you see Geralt there at Sintra.
Yes.
So it's like, well, clearly this happened beforehand.
Yeah.
But,
It's clearly like a flashback or just not a flashback, but set before the events of the...
But I do agree with you. I think the first 3 episodes can feel disjointed because it's like, well, I'm watching 3 individual stories of 3 characters who are not interacting at all.
Yeah.
So it can feel weird.
But I think, I mean, not everyone has the time to do this, but if you finish the show and you go back and you rewatch it, it'll be like very clear, like, oh.
Yeah, my mom wants to now rewatch it after reading the book because she read the book and she's like, oh, I'm sad they didn't adopt the Striga storyline. And I was like, oh, that is sad because I hadn't start watching.
Oh, no, but
and then I was like, wait, the Striga's in the 3rd episode.
It's there,
like, oh.
That was there, yeah. I mean, and I thought that was I mean, I can't remember the finer
good.
Details of the book, but that
was probably my favorite story in the book.
Yeah, it was really good.
But it's like they miss details like when Geralt finds the devil and with the elves. There is a lot of back and forth in the book that gives you more exposition on the elves, and here it's like a 5-minute thing.
They were like literally like in. I think the only reason they included the elves was to like really highlight the choosing the lesser evil sort of thing, which is a big theme through the books and the games.
That Blaviken fight was real good though.
That's
goodness.
Probably the best fight. That's so
good. It's really good.
Okay. What are you doing for time there? Good Lord.
Oh, I haven't even been checking.
What is that time?
Recording by now.
Whoa, we're on 127.
Okay, let's fly.
Okay. Why do the vast majority of people forget that Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out in March is part 1 out of an announced number of titles?
I don't think anyone's forgetting that. I just think that even though it's part 1, there's a lot of additional stuff that's happening.
There's going to
be an end game to it. There's going to be...
Yeah, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a like, say, a new trilogy of games.
Yeah,
and so
it's going to be like 13.
Yeah, so if you've played the original, you know, like, oh, it doesn't end there. But I
They're
think
all
even as an old fan,
yeah.
you're going to come in and play like, holy shit, like there's a 20 to whatever, 50-hour long game here.
I think it's going to be the exact same as 13, 1, 2, and 3. You know, like full length, 40 to 60-hour RPGs.
I think the problem is that I don't think Square envisioned this as a game that's meant to be done in like not a single sitting. But I think by the time the full trilogy or however many games are out, it's going to be like a 150-hour experience. And it's not meant to be like this quick sit down and play.
Yeah, that's 2 games.
It's 3 games or 2 games or 4 games, whatever.
If it's 3 episodes of 50 hours each, I'll be super happy.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I'm okay with it. Like, it's going to be full standalone games. So, yeah. But I think what makes me so is that maybe, like, the layman's person might not
and I do think that's down to the way they market it.
Yeah, and again,
and I do think that is deceptive.
Yeah, it's deceptive, but if you're in the world of marketing, it's clever because you don't want people to not buy your game because...
It's also the same as, like, Final Fantasy 13 came out. It was just called 13. And then you had what, Lightning Returns, and
that
then
was
3.
the third one. Yeah, I don't remember the order.
I need to play those games because I saw a screenshot of them the other day, and I was like, man, this
They
game
are
is
real
pretty as hell.
They're real pretty, yeah. Oh my gosh, this is a long-ass question. Okay, so a bit of a status update. I finished Tales of Zestiria on New Year's Eve, 6 hours before the end of 2019. I'm enjoying the Hisense B8055-inch TV immensely so far. Despite giving deep blacks and really bright colors, I don't see much improvement when HDR10 is turned on the PS4 or PC. An exception is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's
because HDR implementations in game is really hit or miss. So
yeah.
Some games do it well, some games do a fucking poor job with it.
So Mix goes on to say, maybe I'm trying out the wrong titles to test it out. One day I'll go to a HFX store and ask him to demo me HDR on a pricey LED TV.
Okay, let me stop you there and give you advice. The TVs that are always on demo at shops suck.
Yeah.
Why? Because they are oversaturated to hell and back.
Yeah.
And this is why people, when they initially turn on HDR, go, oh, this is duller than I expected. It's because you're sold on this idea that everything is vibrant, like super vibrant, and it's not meant to be that. So HDR is an extension of like cinema grade color correction. So it basically just adds to contrast. It makes dark areas darker, lighter areas much lighter. And through that, you get a more vibrant image. But it also means that all your colors are corrected correctly, which to people who have been playing on saturated screens for a long time will look weird.
Yeah, it looks...
Like the very first time I calibrated my TV, I was like, this looks bad.
Yeah.
And then I stuck out with it for like a week, and then I went back to like, your TV mode is like a standard or a cool mode, and it looks horrible. Like you realize everything's bluish, and everything, the whites are unnatural. And so... my advice is there's a website called Artings, not Ratings, just Artings. You can find your model of TV there, and they will have settings that will be the perfectly calibrated ones.
Oh, would you have that from normal monitors as well?
They do, yeah. So I would advise doing that, and it's always going to tell you to put it on a warm color profile, and it will look like shit for a few days until your eyes realize this is actually what whites are meant to look like.
Okay.
Do that. The people at the store will just show you a super, super oversaturated video, and
it'll look pretty. Like, wow, it's so vivid.
Yeah. And if you're looking for games to try it with really good HDR, the ones I found with really good HDR so far, like God of War had good HDR. Horizon Zero Dawn, yeah. Uncharted doesn't for some reason. It just doesn't look right to me. What's that game? Infamous.
Oh yeah,
the Second Son one. Yeah, that's a real good HDR game. And then a lot of Xbox games. Gears of War's got phenomenal HDR. So yeah, stuff like that. But then there are games that just do a trash job at it.
Damn.
Control doesn't have HDR. It bugs me.
But it's got RTX.
That RTX is game changing. Hey.
Would you rather have RTX or HDR?
RTX.
No, exactly. Speaking of would you rather have a lifetime supply of your favorite chocolate bar, or a lifetime supply of your favorite soda drink? Energy drinks can be an option.
Oh yeah, then it's energy drinks. Fucking question for
I'll
me.
I'll have chocolate, please. Thank
no
you.
ways, man. If
Thank
I could
you
have
and
unlimited
goodbye.
Red Bull, done.
Thank you and goodbye. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have a lot of questions on Instagram. So
gram,
from Best to Bash is, what are your thoughts on the Pokemon DLC announcement? We actually did touch on that.
Yeah, we chatted on it. I think it's a better approach than what they used to do. So it's half the price. It's 2 whole new regions. It's a whole new wild. I think there's a lot of content there for $30. So yeah, I'm all for it, to be honest.
Yep. Next question from Besta. Favorite new Pokemon if you finally started playing? Okay, I haven't played Sword and Shield.
I haven't. But I know my favorite just from that direct is Inteleon, who's apparently the final form of Sobble.
No, it doesn't have to be from the direct. The Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Do you have any new favorite Pokemon that are like
from Sword and Shield? Yeah. Inteleon.
Oh, I thought it was from a DLC.
No. They're giving him a new attack, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So, or something. Oh, no. So, what's happening is that the 3 starters, their final evolutions, they're now getting the Gigantamax. I think that's what it's called. So they're getting Gigantamax forms.
Okay.
So Inteleon is the final evolution of Sobble, I think. I can be corrected on this, but I think he's got an attack that's like a sniper. So they just gave him a fucking gun, really.
Oh my god.
Pokemon gun.
Oh shit! What is this?
So Inteleon is suddenly my favorite Pokemon.
Good lord, I don't have. Well, I know when I start playing the game after Luigi's Mansion, I'm going to go Score Bunny because Score Bunny's the best bunny. Don't shake your head at me.
Loser.
Loser. Who picks a Pokemon called Sobble? Why don't you just go cry in the corner with your
Wow, rude. I will. We'll be pals.
I'm just kidding. Last question from Bestie says, I finished, well, oh wait, it is a question. It says, I finished Celeste, kind of. How am I supposed to continue with life now?
This is the conversation I was having with Matty beforehand.
This is my answer. Okay, so by saying you finished Celeste, I'm assuming you finished the A-sides.
Which is just the main chapters.
Just the main chapters, okay. And I was telling Alessandro before we started the recording, just try the first B-side. Mm-hmm. It will kick you in the teeth. It is really hard. But if you try it and you find that I actually go through this, you might find yourself going through the same rabbit hole I did, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to do the next level and the next level. And eventually like, holy shit, I want to finish this game. And you do everything. It's like, how does life go on?
Well, then it's C-sides.
Then you do the C-sides. You're like, oh my God, there's nothing left to do. Then you get into the Farewell DLC.
So this is what bugged me. Like, I was like, Farewell DLC is just levels, and you're like, no, there's story.
Guys,
like, no!
Guys, there's story in the Farewell DLC, and the Farewell DLC is harder, honestly, than the B and C sides.
But you have to play the B and C sides to unlock
so.
Farewell
If
DLC.
I'm not, so the thing is, I'd finished the B and C sides when I got to Farewell, so it didn't matter to me. But there's a part in about halfway through the Farewell DLC where you get stuck behind a door, and it fills up with hearts, which is the hearts you would get in B and C side. So you can play half the Farewell DLC, but if you want to finish it, you have to have done the B and C sides, which is 100% hard, but 100% worth it. If you think the main game is rewarding, like honestly, the B and C sides, they're hard, but when you finish them, it's like you get such a sense of like, holy shit, I didn't think I could do that, and I did it. And then the Farewell DLC just kicks you in the nose, and it's awful. But then you finish, you're like, yes, give me more.
No, I don't know.
So best I'd say just try a B-side. Just try the first one. See how you go. Okay, next question from Yashar Moore. It says,
what's up?
Says, which video game character would make the best wingman? Now, when I think about wingmen, I think about you need to be charismatic. And my immediate thoughts are like Nathan Drake or
you need
Sully.
to be charismatic, but you also need to be able to be like, I'm going to be charismatic, but I'm also going to lift my pal up because I'm wingmanning for him.
Yeah. So you need like a Nathan Drake or Sully, I'd say. That'd be fun.
Sully, I think, would work better than a Nathan Drake.
Ain't
Nathan
nothing
Drake
cooler
is a
than
selfish asshole.
No, but he's still very charismatic, though.
He is, but then he would focus all the attention on him.
Yeah, but if you played by the rules and he's a wingman and he knows, like, I have to be a wingman, he would be good. Don't lie. You just want to say that Sobble would be the best.
Oh, good Lord, no. Here's my wingman, this little like blue thing crying in the corner. Oh my God, worst wingman ever.
Oh no.
Trying to think. Sonic,
what?
Sonic, I think would be
fast.
a cool wingman. He's just like, he exudes cool. He's got cool red sneakers, so he'd complement my sneaker game.
Oh wow.
You know, he's a hedgehog that talks, so people would be kind of immediately drawn to him because he's fucking weird.
Yeah, they'd be drawn to him and not you.
Yeah, but then they'll be like, hey, I'm the friend of Sonic.
So wait, so you're being introduced to, he's okay, I follow.
Mm-hmm. He's like, gotta go fast, just not always fast.
Okay. so Sonic's your wingman. Okay.
Sonic's my wingman. And then when I'm not on game, he's just sitting there tapping his foot in that idle
animation. Oh my God, and he's spinning.
Just stationary
just
spinning.
Okay, well, we have a whole lot from Cello ZA. Says, I have returned from my slumber to ask the most important questions.
Oh God.
Number 1, what would you name your boat if you bought one? The SS Celeste.
The SS Celeste.
The SS Celeste.
Wow. Just make it a tongue
The
twister.
Celeste.
The Celestia. The Normandy. From that
The
side.
Normandy.
Oh, you don't know this fucking reference.
The SS Knees.
The SS Knees.
What would be our next question? We're flying through these. What would be on the gag reel of your life?
Oh God.
God, so many places to start.
When I was a kid, I used to get injured a lot because I was just stupid. So
yeah.
that would definitely be there.
When I was a kid, I had many lumps on my head because apparently I used to fall a lot.
Oh, so we were the same person.
Oh no, what? Yeah, I've got many. Like, if I think one example is me cycling. When I was new to cycling, one of the first times I went out with my sister in Mardefontein, going
First
down
time using like cleats.
Oh no, I didn't use cleats, but for some reason we were going down the one hill, and I thought it'd be really cool to go down the hill and drink my water. Okay, God. And I went over like the tiniest bump,
no.
and out of reflex. So you should always have your hand on your back brake.
Yes.
Okay, but I had my hand on my front brake.
Oh no!
And out of reflex, I just grabbed my front brake and I flipped over my bike. And my sister like stopped, like, oh my God, are you fine? And when she got to me, like, I was on the floor, my bike on me, and I was laughing. So I'm like, I'm an idiot. I was absolutely.
That's like you're 99% close to getting the most common cycling injury, and it's like breaking your collarbone.
Yeah, I just landed with my bike on me. I was
You're so lucky.
I'm a moron.
Can you imagine breaking, like, it's the most common injury for cyclists, breaking their collarbone, and I just think about it. I'm like, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
It
would be real sore.
So sore.
What's the best and worst purchase you've ever made?
The worst purchase.
I don't know. Worst purchase. I mean, buyer's guilt is a thing, but I've never bought something and been like, oh my God, like I really wasted thousands on this.
I did that fairly recently, but I was able to trade it back in. I bought a G-Sync monitor, but it was a TN panel. And I came off of an IPS one to a TN one, and I was like, this is horrible. I hate this.
I
returned it within a week.
Oh boy.
Okay. It was the worst purchase. And then coincidentally, my best purchase was the current monitor I have, which is this LG G-Sync
Coincidence?
one, and I love it.
Listen.
I love it.
My favorite thing is I also bought a new monitor on Black Friday, and I'm in love with this monitor, okay? Because it's curved, it's got the high refresh rate.
Yeah.
So every time like Lenska and I sit down to watch something or do anything on the PC, I always say like, shit, this is a nice monitor. Hey? She's like, it is. I'm like, thank you for indulging me.
I mean, I've seen it. It's a sexy monitor.
Sexy,
it's real good.
Next question.
Do you see there's now monitors with 360 hertz refresh rate?
Why?
I mean,
so you can play.
You're playing your fucking CS:GO. That's all it's for.
Why? Even with the high refresh rates, I still do dumb shit. Though, in fact, this would go in my gag reel. The one stream I did over December, I was playing, and Cello come on late. He was watching.
How'd you kill Cello?
No, I didn't kill him. He was watching my stream on Twitch, and we had planted the bomb. The round was like guaranteed, but I was hunting the last enemy. I was like, I'm going to kill him. I don't want him to kill. I don't want him to keep his weapon. I walked past and he killed me. I was like, where the hell did this guy kill me from? And Chella's like, oh my God, like I'm going to clip it. He was clearly there. Like, how did you not see him? I'm like, dude. And I rewatched the clip. I'm like, I cannot see this guy. Where was he? And then Chella pointed out to me, he's like, look at the top right of your screen. And as I'm walking, you just see this weapon barrel like sticking out. And I'm like, oh my God, how did I not see that? It's like, your high refresh rate monitor was a mistake. Like, it's not even helping you see the obvious stuff. So, yeah, it was bad. But I was like, I couldn't see it. I just couldn't see it.
Got to increase your brightness.
I need that 360 refresh rate monitor. Next question. Why do I never see the two of you play games together? I don't know. It's
something I want to kind of do, but we'll chat in the future.
Listen, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I stream all the time. Let's just pick a game and let's just overlap.
We need to some days be like, okay, we're going to stream this together or whatever. So
yeah, we'll make a plan.
We'll play ho-hum. Heave ho, sorry, that's the one.
Heave ho. What quote or saying annoys you when you hear it? And I know Chella asked this because he knew my response would be, okay, boomer.
That annoys you?
I love it so much.
It's so good.
Because he uses it on me all the time. All the time.
Because you're older than him?
I'll say anything. Yeah, I'm older than him, but I'll say anything like, oh man, like...
oh man,
I can't
I'm
believe...
still dumb at CSGO. Okay,
I can't believe X happened. Like, okay, boomer. I'm like, no, why do you say it? And you can use it on everything. I hate it so much. What's your quotes that annoys you?
That you hate?
Yeah.
Well, I know one that you hate.
Yes.
Toss a coin to your witcher. You like?
I don't hate it. It's just because it's so catchy in the moment you hear it.
Earworm, yeah.
And the best is that Lenska hasn't even seen The Witcher, but I've shown her the song, and like over December we were just like singing it the whole time. And the other day I just I sent her a message like, "A value of plenty," and she replied, "Toss a coin to your witcher." It's like, this is why we got married.
I keep reminding Jeff of it because he gets really irritated.
Oh,
it's
no.
fucking awesome. What saying do I hate? I don't know. I don't have one off the top of my head.
Don't have one.
Yeah, I don't really have one off the top of my head.
If one comes to let us know.
Happiness is a state of mind. Fuck that. No, it's not.
Yes, just be positive.
Yeah, exactly. Just be positive. Get the fuck out of here with that
Are
nonsense.
you feeling a bit anxious? Just don't be.
Just relax.
Are you feeling stressed? Just don't stress.
Are you drowning? How about you just learn to breathe underwater?
Just breathe air. Who's worse, Ross from Friends or Ted from How I Met Your Mother? Explain why.
Oh, Ross from Friends, because Friends sucks. Friends sucks.
I would say, I was going to say Ted from How I Met Your Mother because I have such a soft spot for Ross. Like, despite his
He's
annoyance.
an asshole.
Yeah, look, if you break him down in a textbook, you're like, yes, this guy's a class A asshole. But he's so funny. He's way funnier than Ted.
He's a proper asshole, though.
Look, think about it in terms of humor, though. Like, in How I Met Your Mother, I'm going to say Ted wasn't the source of humor. Like, out of that whole cast, like, Barney was funny because obviously he's like
his two roommates
he's just
the funniest,
he's just Barney. Marshall's funny because Marshall's all about like conspiracy theories and like weird
So
things
good.
and beliefs. And like Robin, I guess like Robin is funny because she was Canadian and she loved guns. Okay,
And hockey.
and Lily also funny. 'cause
Lily was the funniest.
she
Yeah, I
was
loved
funny,
her.
but Ted to me was just out of all of them was not the funniest.
Ted was like the viewer in that
He
situation.
was the viewer, yeah. Whereas in Friends, like, I argue all of them are funny in some way, and Ross was one of the funniest. Like, sure, you got Chandler and Joey and Monica and Phoebe and who am I missing? Rachel?
Wow,
all
nerd.
funny, but Ross really, he's got quirks. Like, you've never seen Friends.
No, I have. I just don't like it.
But like, if you've watched Friends and you see there's a segment where they show like Ross and Monica going to their high school prom.
Yeah.
Whatever. And you see Ross with like his perm and his mustache. It's like, it's the funniest thing ever. And I'm like, he's funny.
I do like that actor, David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
He's real
So
good.
in that regard, I'm like, no, I think Ross is my favorite because he's funnier. But I agree that if you break them down, they're both assholes. Like
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
no, they definitely are. I think this is like a rock and a hard place type thing.
Yeah.
But, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Okay. If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
Nut spread.
That sounds so dirty. Also, coincidentally, the name of the next porno coming. I hate it so much. I'm not even going to answer. I'm moving on. What character from a TV show does your co-host remind you of and why?
Sorry, what? I missed half of that question.
What character from a TV show does your co-host remind you of and why?
Oh, does your co-host remind you of from a TV show?
I don't know. Look,
Napoleon Dynamite.
I was gonna say if you hadn't been limited to TV shows like Napoleon Dynamite's the obvious one.
It was a TV show. It was like an animated thing.
Can I tell you, when people told me to watch Napoleon Dynamite, I was like, you look just like Napoleon Dynamite.
You
And I was
really
like,
don't, though.
No, but the thing is, like, in terms of actual hair color and whatever, like, no, definitely. And
course
glasses, whatever, no. But it's funny because I watched that movie and some of his mannerisms, I was like,
Damn.
holy shit, this is a movie about my life. Like just some of the stuff he does, I'm like, I do that. It's like, what the shit? It's like, this is me. But like, it's me, but it's not me, but it's
I need
kind
to
of
sue
me.
someone.
Oh my God, they copied me. I don't know. I'm just going to push you until you remind me of Ross because you're an asshole. I'm kidding. Okay, so
How many we got left?
answer. Okay, we've got 5 rapid fire ones.
We're
Okay.
super over time.
Okay, Deathbox Zeta says, answer my question I sent on Gmail last decade. Holy shit, I don't have time to go find it, but yeah. FYI, it's the question about Alessandro being your friend or not because he's never at streams.
Oh, I think because I'm never on streams,
vaguely-
am I actually a friend?
Yes.
I pop in every now and then, but I'm usually playing games at that time. So.
We'll make a plan this year to like stream something together.
But I
Don't
do
worry.
remember when I was at varsity and I'd be working at 9 and you'd be streaming. It would be a nice thing to just have on the side. Yeah. But usually that's either like I'm playing games, my own games, so I'm not watching the stream. Yeah.
God damn. Okay. Oh, wait, that's the last question.
Also, Matty plays too much CSGO.
I do. But this year I've said I'm going to try to stick to, I'll play CSGO when I don't have single player stuff to stream, which happens more often than you'd think. Because what happens is I fell into the habit of only streaming CSGO, and I had to pepper in my single player stuff around it, which just stretched them out like unnecessarily. So, okay, last question. What's a good cheapish condenser mic to get for a PC? Also from, these are from Jade and Joe, by the way.
Who, what?
Jaden, one of my. Oh wait, he's got two accounts because one's from Deathbox, one's from Jaden.
Oh, is it the same?
It's both him.
Oh,
It's
okay.
so funny.
So, firstly, you need to really ask yourself why you want a condenser mic, because
He's streaming.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know if he needs a condenser.
you
mic,
still
though.
need to ask yourself the question, because condenser mics, yes, they give you a richer, more dynamic sound, but they're also extremely sensitive.
Yes.
So they are more suited to rooms that are treated for
like sound design.
sound design, even if it's just to reduce bouncing off corners of the room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if that's not your room, if you're just streaming in like your bedroom, whatever, I would 100% say a dynamic mic is a better choice. That's what we use here. That's what you use for your streams, because it's better at blocking out outside noise. And the con is that you lose a bit of the dynamics. But I think the sound quality is really good.
I'm really chuffed with, I mean, like we bought this for the podcast and I ended up starting a stream after, and I was like, well, I can just use the same mic and it's really good.
Yeah.
So, although I also have, I mean, Jaden, if you want, I can tell you exactly what model this was, and they weren't that expensive.
That's the other thing. Condenser mics are generally more expensive. But if you are dead set on a condenser mic and you're looking for an affordable one, the Yeti range
I was going to say a lot of
good.
people go with Yeti.
The Yeti Blue is still quite expensive. That's the one I have, and that's the one a lot of streamers use.
Yeah.
I think a good compromise on that is one called the Yeti Snowball. So it's like a ball. It's actually a lot bigger than you think. It's a ball, and you can also mount it on the same microphone things. And I think the sound quality is almost imperceptible.
Damn.
And it's about half the price.
Oh.
So yeah, that's a condenser as well. So yeah, I'll do that.
We have one last question from Caption Barbosa. It says, have you tossed a coin to your Witcher?
Have you?
Have I not? Have you?
I always
I
toss a
didn't know
coin
what
to
I was
my
going
Witcher.
with it. Why is everyone paying the Witcher with one coin? It seems
Yeah,
all like
it
nothing,
seems like
given that they're
cheapskates,
doing
yeah.
a lot of work, you know?
Toss a coin. Toss a bag of
Valley
coins to your
of
Witcher.
Plenty. Can I just say that
Toss your
Dandelion
nut spread to your
slash
Witcher.
Yaskia, I think, was really good in that show.
Yeah, it's got a good voice.
I really. Have you finished watching it yet?
No.
Oh, okay. What episode are you on?
4?
Okay.
Yeah, I just finished the Striga stuff.
Okay, it was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a
Let me
good
watch it,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah, Striga looked far scarier than I thought.
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying. It was a good episode.
You never played The Witcher 2, right?
No.
King Foltest, who's
No, I've read up a lot of it, and yeah, he was from.
well, he's in The Witcher 2. I didn't realize that The Witcher games were sequels to the books.
Well, the thing is, I don't think people see like
They're not canon sequels.
they're not canon sequels,
they
but
pick
I
up
did
after the book
understand
story,
like
yeah.
because even in The Witcher 3, there's do you know in the show that you've read the book, you know that Yennefer and Geralt are going to meet, and under circumstances it's through a djinn that they interact with whatever. So there was a quest in the game called The Last Wish, which follows the events of the book. So they are based on the book. They're just not considered canon, I guess.
It's more Yennefer trying to find a djinn to reverse the spell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still
Which
like...
when you think about it, you're like, man, that quest lacked a lot of context. And now I understand.
No, so I read about it afterwards. Like, oh, okay, like that's... Oh, no, but I mean, I read the book and I read up like trivia on the book, and it was like, yes, in The Witcher 3 there's a quest which is actually based on this chapter in the book. It's like, okay, so they do take inspiration. It's based on the book, but I guess they're just not considered canon.
But it's in terms of the story, like this is Geralt after the events of the main trilogy or main 5 books. And the games use the classic conceit of he lost his memory.
Yes.
So that's why he gets to reintroduce himself to people like Triss and Yennefer, all these people that he should know.
Yes.
But the games get to reintroduce them to you.
It's interesting. Yeah. It's a weird cycle. The books exist, make a hit game series. Game series leads to TV show which is based on the books and not the games. More people end up playing in the game. More people end up reading the books.
CD Projekt Red came to a new deal with the author of the book. So
Witcher 4's coming.
I would 100% put money on there being a pre-production room in CD Projekt Red with Witcher 4 slapped
and
on
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Okay, like I know there's a TV show, so maybe we can throw this out the window, but it would be cool if they based The Witcher 4 whatever, and instead of, because I mean The Witcher 3 sort of wraps up that story.
Yes.
It would be cool if we went more prequel stuff. Like here's a younger Geralt, more rough around the edges. Here's him at Kaer Morhen and like learning how to become a Witcher.
Yeah,
and
I'd be down. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that.
I'd also be interested to see different witches from different schools.
Yeah. I mean, they might not go with Geralt at all.
I'd be cool because there's a lot of stories in these prequels that are phenomenal. So
okay.
Cool.
We're done. That was a really long first episode. We're so sorry.
Very, very long. But thank you so much for all the lovely questions. We missed you all.
We love you.
Yeah, I think 2020 is going to be cool. We have some plans to do some
stuff
this year that we're still panning out. But when we're ready to share, we'll share.
We'll share.
But it's New Year. Thanks again for your support.
New me.
New year, same podcast, same bullshit.
New 2020 vision.
New 2020 vision. New technical issues.
Oh my God. Yeah. We thought we almost had to skip today.
Yeah.
So thank goodness we didn't. We say that, but we haven't even played back the episode.
Yeah.
This
just
is
now we
going
get back and
into-
it's just garbled mess.
I know. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
I love you.
Bye.